understand. It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. And it absolutely will not stop. Ever. Until you are dead.
Jason Ellis.
Viking, Moose Knuckle, Red the Dragon, Knight, Danger, Canada, Uncircumcised, Philanthropy, Stupid Stuff, Supercross, Pain, Nipple, Machete, Fashion, a scintillating bloodbath, a hellacious fury, Evil, Cannabis, Interesting Thing, Awesome, Radio.
Take your skirt off, let me see your tits. Take your panties down, let's see what you got. I'll part your butt cheeks, take a look. I wanna see inside your beaver, what's that?
It's the Jason Ellis Show. With Jason Ellis.
Bend over and let me see your ass.
Michael Zolly.
I fucked everybody who ever asked me to.
Andrew Bruce.
I'll have one joint, please.
Kevin Kraft.
Yeah, I sucked that dick off too.
And Will Pendarvis.
Fuck yeah, I'm Will Pendarvis.
Also blowing up.
Jason Ellis. This is the Jason Ellis Show.
You know, I got flaming onions where I come from. Oh, g'day. Fuck yeah. I got... Man, what's this part of your stomach? What's that? Is that your kidney? Or your liver? I don't care. I got way better looking since, wherever that photo. That's good news, man. I look way better. I'm sure I'll get uglier again, but today I'm better looking than I was. Was that like 3 months ago? I'm like, the Nightmare Sanchez. I have reversed time. He was totally wrong. He did not he's not on the fountain of youth. People didn't. Diego Sanchez was talking about how he's very youthful and he's got this new thing where he's meditating and learning all this stuff about incense, and he's reversing the clock, and that's why he's going to defeat
Michael Chiesa.
Michael Chiesa on Saturday. But he was wrong. Super duper wrong.
Unanimously wrong.
I agree.
Yes, it was painfully wrong. I was like, man, please. Yeah, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. As Dana White said, it's a young man's game, young man's sport.
Aren't they all?
Most sports?
Yeah.
Yep. Nah, golf. But I guess because I don't follow it, but I see the TV sometimes. They show like some kid-looking guy who looks like he's going to be Tiger Woods soon, so I'm happy for that guy.
Curling.
Oh, good touche. And polish the floor. Polish the ice with the broom, you fucktard. What's that sport, you dickheads? Fucking hit the head with a... Somebody should crack their skull. I'm joking. It's a great sport. It's fun to watch, right? Love watching that. Shimmy, shimmy, and the ball goes bink, and you're like, oh, it binked it out of the circle. You die. It should be to death. Then it would be fucking awesome.
Or strip curling.
Ooh!
Although, I don't know if I want to see any curlers naked.
I want to see everybody naked.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I kind of want to see what's up.
Korean
see
spa.
how my dong holds up.
Korean spa. I'm saying it's 86% hideous, and it's still fun. I love watching hideous people walk by. I'm like, whoa, it's inspiring to me. It's like, don't sit down for too long, Jason, because your body will respond in a negative way.
Why do fat people love steam rooms so much?
I don't think that that's a very nice thing to say or correct, but I mean, it's a free country.
I mean, when I was going to LA Fitness, it was always fat people A couple fit people in there doing
Are you
weird
saying
stuff.
fat like
but-
how you consider yourself fat or fat? Obese.
No, fat.
Obese. You're supposed to say obese. It's like calling you can't, it's like retard. You can't do that. Or fag, You got to watch it.
Yeah, well,
People
one day
who are
obese
just
is going to
tuning
be
in,
bad.
because we got new listeners all the time. Right, Will? It's very...
Every day.
My boss says, always new listeners, because there's millions of subscribers, new ones, and we move so much fucking everywhere and charging people extra money. So, yeah, the only people that are listening are accidental new people.
Well, hopefully none of them are fatties.
Sorry, I'm not Sam.
Well, apologies to all of the mentally challenged homosexuals who are tuning in for the first time.
Thank you, Michael. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, welcome to the show, everybody who doesn't know anything about the show. We want to say, my bad,
Especially the fat one.
homo chunky tards.
Yeah.
All good. Everyone's all good. But I noticed that, Will, you said that you got sick?
I am currently sick, yes, sir.
Yeah, I got sick after the show before we went on vacation. Friday night, I woke up on Saturday sick, and I was like, oh, man, that's unfortunate, because I got to fly to Colombia and shit. But it wasn't one of those ones where I thought maybe it was going to run me down, but it was just a cold, not a flu-y thing. So I just kind of Dayquil powered it, and flew to Colombia and got stem cells. That's pretty much the end of that story.
Can you tell a little bit more of that story?
Well, I don't want to bitch, but because it was awesome. I just want everyone to know. I think I'm correct. I could be wrong. It's just my opinion, but I think American Airlines might be really hurting, and they might not be able to get anybody where they want to go. I really believe that, that they're actually hurting, and everything's breaking, and they can't get any, and everybody's really angry, and it's not anybody's that staff. It's not their fault. A lot of them, so it's a very tense area to be around when you're somebody that really can tell in your environment and whether it's good or bad for you, and you analyze that. I feel really sorry for everybody that works there, because I don't think, obviously, if you're touching the computer things and you don't fly the planes, or you don't own the company, and you're not signing off on the budget to get things fixed, and all these people are not going to see their loved ones or, whatever appointments that they have, it's a pretty big deal. If you want to go somewhere and they're like, hey, man, too bad. We don't know. We don't know. You can just hang out here for a while. For me, it was okay, because I felt like you got to be in a positive frame of mind if you're going to get stem cells and go to Colombia. And, I just felt like to be negative wasn't that hard to not be negative, really, because I'm very fortunate to know the people, to know the thing to go, where to go, and that they reached out to me, and that they do, Chuck Liddell and all these other people. So it was pretty easy, but there was a lot of dickings on the airplane, and I flew. Is it first class or business? I don't know. I flew up the front, but
Yeah, I looked on your social media that you were having
it was
a
crazy.
bit of an adventure there.
Yeah, so I guess they were like, we don't have a plane in LA in the morning, and I was like, okay, well, we're gonna get another one somewhere at another gate, and I was like, okay, cool, and everyone's all angry, and I was like, yeah, I get it, and then I asked the people, I was like, hey, man, my flight's got a 4-hour delay, a layover in Miami, so I'm okay, right? He's like, oh yeah, for sure. I was like, okay, good, and then waiting, and then I guess they tried to put us on a plane where people were getting on it to go somewhere else. And there was all this people were going to Charlotte, and there was all us going to Miami, and we're all trying to get on the same plane. And the people that were boarding didn't know, and it was this big thing where everyone was mad at each other. And I'm still thinking, whatever, it's all good. And then they're like, hey, it's another gate. And I'm like, okay. And then, no, oh, whoops, no, I think it's that gate. We just got to get that one back and forth until we got to Miami, and we run to the other thing, and she was like, no, you can't get on this. It's already leaving. And I was like, oh man, that's unfortunate. And, go talk to the lady, and they're like, hey, you could go to New York, and then you can go to some other place, and then you would get there you would get there the next day. I'm like, wait, what? Why would I want to fly all night? That doesn't make any sense. Is there a flight tomorrow? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, let's just do that, and then they're gonna put me in a hotel. But I know I'm getting shot up, and my wife's coming with me, and I don't expect it to be this really cool vacation because I know that I'm gonna be in pain. So I felt sorry for Katie. So, and I'm a sucker, and I was like, hell, I'm not gonna get dusted by this. I'm gonna get my own hotel room. I'm not staying with your voucher shit. I'm not going anywhere near it. And I went to like a fancy hotel on the beach in Miami, and I got a suite and wanted to go up top and hang out and have dinner with my wife and stuff. And I got a taxi that took us to the wrong hotel. And then I had to get another taxi to take us to another hotel. And then when they gave us the room, it was this weird thing when you check in and they're like, And I'm like, everything okay? And they're like, yeah, we're just trying to find you a room. And I'm like, I already booked it. Yeah, it's fine. I'm like, okay. And then it took a long time. And then when they gave me the key, we went up there. And when we got in, Katie noticed like a big smear across the mirror, like a big hand smear. And then when I went to the bed, there was ironing boards and tables upside down on the bed. And in this giant bathroom with the jacuzzi tub, it had a giant plastic bag full of styrofoam wrapping stuff.
That's poltergeist stuff.
Yeah. And then I went to call downstairs and there was no phones. This is already, I don't know how many hours this is. It's like probably late already, and we got up at 5 a.m. and I'm like, this is funny. And all the things that I'm getting fucked on are things that, Jason shouldn't. This is the biggest. You're on fire. You know what I mean? The fact that you can even stay in this room that is upside down you're gonna get another room, but this is pimp shit to you. And I can afford it. I'm living large. Enjoy it. They fucked you over. Who cares? So I go down and he goes, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to. And then we get in a room. And then, there's lightning. So I watched lightning all night out the window in Miami. I didn't want to go anywhere. I just saw this crazy lightning all night. And then we slept. And then we had a good breakfast. And I went to the airport. I'm like, okay, here we go. And they go, oh, you don't have a flight. And I go, wait, what do you mean? And they're like, yeah, we sold your book. We're booked out on this one. I'm like, but I reserved this yesterday because I've already blah, blah, blah. It's just so boring. So no, you don't have a flight. I'm like, oh, okay. So now should I go home? So now we're contemplating going home from Miami because there's no other flights. And then we started to try and buy a ticket on another airline that I've never heard of that goes to Colombia from Miami.
There's always the one that you haven't heard of that goes to every individual country.
Yeah, it turns out if you do want to go to Colombia, this is the airline that will take you there, and they fly to America as well. Apparently, it's a lot more convenient. Anyway, there's several, it turns out, that I've never heard of in my life. And when I got to the airport in Colombia, there's many, many planes with all these logos on, and they're great. So then I talked to these management people, and then they go, well, you could go on this one flight that goes to another place in Colombia, and then you can go to Medellin from wherever Cali or something. I can't remember what it was called. And I go, cool, take it. And then we fly, and we go through customs at this one state that I don't know in Colombia.
I don't know any states.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on at all. People are nice, man. Customs is nice. Everybody's nice. The only thing is not nice is every time I got involved with American Airlines, I was like, wow, this is the dicking of the century. And I tweeted about it. Everybody's blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wow, this is a thing. This seems like everybody is, if you fly, you're in the know not to do that. So they should maybe fix that.
Maybe.
So I get to Medellin at, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. I don't know what time. And Katie's bag comes out. There it is, Cali. Yeah, Cali. So we landed in Cali, and then we flew to Medellin. From Medellin, then I got there late at night, and the hospital people had a shuttle for me, and Katie's bag came, my bag did not come. So I don't know how that worked, but it took a couple of days for them to get the bag to me.
If they don't get it in a couple hours, it's going to be a minute. That's been my experience.
Yeah, and I'd already done the day before in Miami with the same clothes on. So then I was day 3 in Colombia with black sweatpants on. On the 3rd day, and I'm like, man, I'm crusty guy. This is not cool. But the hospital is in the mall. There's like a mall attached to it.
Okay.
A giant mall in Colombia.
I
There's
feel
all
like-
these windy hill. Dude, I get in the shuttle bus thing, and she's like, "Oh, it's like an hour," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." No bags, and it's raining. Windy road up crazy hill, like it's a mountain. Medellin is, I don't know. The city is in the mountains. It's weird. It's not hot because you're up in the mountains. It seems like. Well, at least this mall, because I didn't. The mall is up in the mountains. So I just went up in the mountains where the hotel is. Wake up and then I walk through the mall in the morning to where this hospital is, where they do all these stem cells. And the deal is, as much as I know, this is as much as I know, you can't get them in America, I guess, if it's umbilical cord stem cells. And they get the umbilical cord, it's a C-section, and they check the father and the mother for any diseases or whatever it is, like, you mean that they don't have any potential bad things in their system and stuff. And I guess they pay them, and after the baby's born, they take that bit, and it's called plating, where they put it on a plate and it gets the stem cells out of it. And I guess there's different grades of it, kind of like diamonds is the one that made the most sense to me, because if it's a 5 plate, that's like as pure as you can get, and if you get, then it's like 20 plate, where they make more and more stem cells by plating it, but the stem cells are weaker every time by
it's like
doing that.
a copy of a copy of a copy.
Yeah.
Right.
So great song, but so then they give you millions instead of thousands, like I had when I took them out of my spine, and then those my stem cells put back in me. So they put PRP and stem cell and this other solution that I forgot the name of, all in all these things. But the first day I did the hyperbaric chamber. And you go in there, and all these girls are the nicest people, and they put me on their IV of vitamins, and then of course they got to take my blood because they're going to spin it for the PRP, and then they put the stem cells with my PRP in there, like it's a mixture of stuff. But they were all into salsa, so shout out to my coach Josh, because now that I'm into salsa, she's like, "What music you want to listen to?" I'm like, "You got any salsa?" And then I learned about salsa choke.
Is that when they put that Mark Anthony song on repeat?
No, that's what I do, but because I'm basic. I'm like Andrew. I was like basic salsa. I don't know anything. I only know Mark Anthony because I'm mainstream. I don't deep track nothing. But salsa choke is like more ghetto, and there's like a harder dance. And this nurse was teaching me BioAccelerator if anyone wants to check out their Instagram. Teaching me how to dance the salsa choke, and it's very technical.
BioAccelerator _.
Thank you, Andrew. BioAccelerator _ So yeah, so I learned about salsa choke. So when my legs start moving better, which they already are, it's kind of crazy. I can't wait to learn all that stuff. But the day of I think it's the 4th of July. I still don't have my bags.
Thursday. Yeah.
Yep. And it's time to get shot up, and I was a little bit nervous about it because I've had PRP before. When I got stem cell in Texas, those guys were great, but I was unconscious. So I can't even tell you what happened. I just woke up and they said, "You've been injected." I was like, "Okay, sounds good." And PRP, there was a few times there where that did. I remember Katie saying, "Wow, that looks really painful." And I was like, "It's really not that bad, just kind of gross because you're getting stabbed all the time." But I go in there and they prep you and put you on the stuff, and I was a little bit nervous, and then the nurse shows me the syringes that are full of the stem cells and
the baby juice.
Yeah. But I just saw the needle. I'm a needle guy. I do TRT, a little needle, and this needle's way bigger than the needle I put in my butt once a week.
As in longer or fatter?
Fatter. Yeah.
Yeah, those are bummer.
Yeah. And I go, oh. So you guys numbing it up, right? The first thing I instinctively did. And they go, "Oh, no, it's not necessary." And I go, "Oh, okay." And I remember Katie I didn't save it or anything, but I did it in my story. I could tell I didn't say it, but Katie was filming me and my face was just down looking at the ground. Because I was trying to get ready for being stabbed in my knees and shit. Because I didn't know I didn't know they were gonna numb it up. But it doesn't make any difference. They're right. When they first hit you in the leg, it doesn't really hurt. But when he puts it all the way in your knee and then fills it up, that on the second one really hurt. Oh, I should backtrack a little bit. So, Andrew, you like this. I'm in the doctor's office before the procedure, and there is, I think, 3 doctors in there and many
That's a
nurses.
super hot doctor.
She's a nurse, I know, right? I don't want to get into that. Anyway, they lost focus. They're telling me, they go, your ankle's got this damage, and we can the stem cell's gonna do great. Your shoulder, it's just some tears in the front, in the back. It's a little bit separated. It's gonna do great. This is gonna be great for it. Right knee is gonna be great. It's good. Blah blah blah. You have no PCLs in both your knees, but the thing is with your left knee is you barely have any meniscus left, and you're about bone on bone, and you have to have a knee surgery regardless of the stem cells, or you will be looking at a knee replacement. And I was like, well, why don't I just get a knee replacement? And they were like, because they only last 10 years, and you're young, so what you want to do is get the knee surgery with the stem cells. That'll hold you out for another 10. Then you start thinking about knee replacements. And it's weird. I'm 47, man. I don't, you guys, I don't know if you young motherfuckers are listening. You don't think about it, but you better be a hard motherfucker if you're going to run this game, because when you hear that news, when everyone's standing around you just going, they don't know why. Because part of me was like, like a normal person, I felt, where I would go, oh my God, that's so bad. That's, so many things that are going to be, there's horrific surgeries and money and whatnot. And then the other part was, I skated the other day. We wrestled. Remember when I was like, that hurt?
Yeah.
But I did it. So I kind of, 2 people in me, like one person's like, you're a fucking warlord. And the other person's like, man, you're in for it. But
did they say what type of knee surgery you needed?
Not too bad. Not like, just a cleaning up.
So like a scope to all the stuff that's frayed.
And I think maybe something to do, maybe something in the meniscus they might want to like potentially replace.
That's like a big thing for pro athletes now in the NBA. You can either get the meniscus taken out, which is like a shorter recovery time, or they can stitch it, which is better long term.
Yeah, because if you get it taken out, doesn't it start hitting the bone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like for athletes that want to return in 3 weeks.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
No, I would. Well, then mine would be definitely to. I do not want to take it out. But I said, it's not bone on bone, is it? And she was like, pretty much. You really do need the knee surgery. So that's a little bit of.
Did you ever have PCLs or?
Yeah. Wait, when I was born, yeah.
Yeah. So you had PCLs, and then they've just been.
Is
torn.
anyone not?
Well, like some people were born without ACLs.
Are they?
Yeah, DeJuan Blair, the former pro basketball
player. A pro basketball player was born with no
ACLs
in both knees.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that even work?
I was born without knees.
That's
the
main
fat dude.
That's the main ligament.
Yeah. But like there have been hockey players that have torn their ACL and still skated. But I've heard of people who are born without certain ligaments.
Yeah,
so.
Joe Rogan knows of at least one guy in the UFC who has no ACL.
You caught that, right?
I did.
Yeah, you can run it. It's just it's like you're saying, Andrew. You can run it. It's just in the end when you get older. Here I am, man. Here you are, people. If you got them torn, and so you're rough riding it. Well, there comes a time where you're gonna get a knee replacement if you don't tend to your ligaments and stuff. If you've got damage. Sorry, Andrew. What?
So you had them at one time. And was it like a catastrophic injury?
It was a weird thing. It was a weird thing. I've told Tully, I know you've heard it 1,000 times. I've said I had no PCLs in both my knees.
Yes.
Because a long time ago, a doctor told me that.
Mm-hmm.
But I said to Katie, it's been that long that I kind of almost thought that I exaggerate.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they reset it, I was like, oh God.
So it's true.
It really is true.
So that thing I've repeated 1,000 times, it's true.
But it was it was like an old me that. When they found that out. That was 20 years ago when somebody told me I had no PCLs. And I think I took 3 seconds of care time into that. I was like, oh, no PCLs. Sounds cool at the bar. I don't know. So all in all, that was a little bit tragic, but just, you can still get past things, but it's cost a lot of money.
There's life after PCLs.
That's the other thing. Costs a lot of money, everybody. So if you don't have a good job, you can hear about all this stuff. I guess maybe in the future when the government doesn't make it, when the insurance covers it, it's better than a knee surgery. You know, and depending on your injury, it really is kind of a miracle thing. According to a lot of other people, like I said, the only thing I know is it's been, I think, 5 days now. I don't know what happened, but I was in a wheelchair for 2 days, or a wheelchair for a day and a half. And now I worked out in the pool this morning, like, you know, just moving around in the water because I don't want to compound anything, but my shoulder doesn't ache, and my shoulder always aches. So that's the only, can't tell you if my legs work because I'm not really testing them, but my shoulder is just pulsates. It has done for, I don't know, a year and a bit. Just, you know, I did, and I'm like every now and then I got all these massagey things at home, and I roll around a rolling pin, and it's just what I do all the time. And right now, I don't feel any pain in it. So that is really cool.
So what did they tell you to expect as far as recovery goes?
They said that you can start working out depending on how you feel in a week, and that you will see a lot of things in 3 months. You'll see a lot of turnaround. Like things will start to really work out for you. But you got to eat cleaner. You got to take care of yourself. They said you infrared. I'm like, I got an infrared sauna. They're like that, the hot thing and the cold thing. I Googled that shit. That's like a big deal, dude. That's like it does all kinds of stuff that's good for you. The cardio, everything. The infrared thing is a really good idea. But anyway, when I got all the needles, the first one was, she said, because there was a couple of doctors with a couple of needles. They all, they're kind of rotating on me a little bit. It kind of reminded me when I went to Victoria, Canada, and got the tattoo with 3 people on the back of my leg. They all tattooed me at the same time.
I don't remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
I got a giant tattoo on the back of my leg, like from the bottom of my ass down to past my back of my knee.
Uh-huh.
And it was 3 guys at the same time all tattooing me. Fucking hurt. I mean, think about the back here and leg thing. The back of my knee was probably, I can't remember how many hours, but it was in the later part where the guy was riding Fury on the back of my knee. I think maybe 4 hours in, over the top of all the other tattoos.
That's an underrated, sensitive part of the body. I tickle my kids there all the time. They don't even think to
Right?
cover that.
It's
the fucking armpit of the leg.
Yeah, get someone to scrape a needle in there for.
Smells like hell too.
What?
This fucking microphone smells like hell.
Does
Really?
it?
Somebody had some vile breath in here.
Oh
not that long
man,
ago.
I'm gonna bring my own fluffy thing. Don't do that to me.
Yeah,
What's
Febreze needs to make microphone fluffies.
You could just spray it. We used to have Febreze. I got somebody to vacuum in here because this place was covered in Nerds, the candy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would have handled that.
Oh
for you.
shit, that was my kid. I didn't know
that
he
makes
spilled
so
them.
much more
Yeah.
sense.
That's
I'm like,
so
Kavino and
funny.
Rich are fucking
No, no.
morons. How can they not find their mouth?
Yeah, well, that was a week ago. It's crazy that nobody did anything about that. That was a week ago. I brought my.
Does that make me anal, Will?
No,
That nobody knows that there's like all these little yellow candies all over the floor
I can't
everywhere.
believe. Yeah, he got yellow.
I'm the
He got-
only one.
He got yellow.
It wasn't your kid.
Why?
Because people do vacuum in here.
It's a hell of a coincidence. He was sitting over there. We were recording Godzilla
I'm
noises
just
for.
It wasn't just here. It was,
For-
it was everywhere.
I gotta ask him. It would shock me that he would A, spill them and I wouldn't notice, and B, that honestly that he would spill them and not tell me. He's not like a duplicitous child like that, but he did, I think, eat yellow nerds and sit in that chair because he was recording voice effects for forthcoming Godzilla-themed YouTube video shortly after meeting Pee Wee Herman here.
Wow.
Oh
Yes.
man.
Yeah,
Big day.
big day, big day. What
Yeah.
a gracious man Paul
Well,
Robbins was.
either way,
Maybe Pee Wee spilled all the nerds.
the nerds are gone, so who cares? But so she goes, which you want, ankle or and they did notify me that the ankle is the most painful one because there's less meat or something.
Is it
Oh,
just
no.
the one ankle?
Yeah. Remember before we did the thing that you did that nobody else could do?
Oh, Ninja Warrior.
Ninja Warrior. Remember I told you I rolled my ankle trying to do that high kick like the day before.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stand. I just so you know, I haven't been able to stand on the ball of my left foot since that day. It's like something happened. It tweaked my leg. So whenever I do this footwork pattern thing with Josh, like I jump over stuff on one foot and land on So you got to keep springing on one foot. Yeah, I can't do it anymore because when I go to my left foot, something pinches and it gives out. So that's where I tore a ligament in my ankle, and there's some bone spurs in there as well. So they shot that bad boy up. But they said because your ankle has very little space inside it, when they inject it, the pressure is the pain.
I see. Yeah.
So that was the thing. When they put the needle in the right one, they go bink and you feel it go into the inside of your knee. And I'm like, unpleasant, but I'm okay. And then fill up. And I'm like, oof. Once again, unpleasant, but it's in your mind, Jason, because there's no real pain involved in this. You know, you can register. I was registering it. It's just tattoos cut with the dude cut the Red Dragon logo in me. You know what I mean? Like when I can tell which one. I'm like, oh, that makes me feel sick. But the pain is not as much as like when the anaconda bit me. I was like, this is so terrifying. But when he latched on, I went, oh, I've been bitten harder by a dog. Just for a split second, but still, he's slimy looking.
Yeah.
And he's a snake that I'm not familiar with, so the fear.
Yeah, you have to separate what you're doing in your head from what's actually physically happening in reality.
But I feel like I always am doing stuff where I'm either really scared or I'm in real pain. Like, I've done that a lot, so I can split them. So I could tell that I was like, oof, I'm not really into having this needle inside my leg. But it's not that painful. I'm very surprised. And they go, so we'll do the left knee next. And I'm like, yeah, why not? And he goes, dink, woo, in there. And I'm like, cool. And he starts filling it up. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh. And I'm like, nerves. Nerves in there. Something pinched something when all that stuff filled up. And I was like, oh, you all right? I'm like, yep, no worries. Good, I'm good. And then, take it out. And I go, ooh, I feel a little hummy thing. And I'm like, oh. And he's like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, a little bit dizzy. So I almost fainted. And then they gave me an alcohol pad to sniff.
From pain or just because it felt weird?
From pain.
It was super bad?
No, this is where it becomes, the pain was for a second. But because it was inside my knee, the gross and the pain collided and made me feel faint. And I know that... Go ahead, Andrew.
They gave you like a smelling salt?
No, they gave me...
Was
fucking ruined me, Michael. They're gonna... God, it's weird about the microphone.
I don't know how bad yours is, but I'd be happy to trade.
No, mine's good.
I'll take what's in the mystery box over what I've got.
What'd you say?
So they gave you like a smelling salt? Like an
alcohol. They alcohol on the pad.
Or they have you huff ether.
Yeah. Wait, what's ether?
It would have knocked you out.
Well, then, no, they did not do that.
But
No, they made
so
me...
it's just like to snap you awake?
I think so.
So it's like a smelling salt.
She was like, here, Smith, smell this. And she had a gauze pad.
Oh, maybe she used my farting in the hand towel trick.
Maybe I was sniffing her ass.
She got you.
Which would wake me up. But yeah, that woke me up, and then, because I'm like, man, that one was really bad, and that made me feel faint. And I still got the shoulder and the ankle to go, and they told me that the ankle's the most painful. So I was not, all of a sudden I'm like, man, here we go.
I mean, did you have the option of being like, all right, this sucks, let's do part 2 tomorrow?
Oh, hell, I'm not sitting, what the fuck? You know what? I don't even, thanks to American Airlines, no. It was crunch time, baby. We were doing it. We were doing it all. And when you get into this position where, like I said, man, you're hurt, and I really want to keep jumping around. I want to fight. I want to, I want to skateboard. And if this is, it's just a few minutes. It's one of those things that you just swallow it. I was like, it's just going to be, even if it's really bad, it's how worth it is this? You got to do it.
Yeah.
And then when they did the shoulder didn't hurt at all. And that made me feel better about my upcoming event with my ankle. And then they lie me down. They're like, all right, here we go on the ankle. And really, yeah, it hurt. But
and no sort of painkillers at all? They didn't
nothing. Nothing.
Hook you up with a little morphine or maybe
let
you chew an oxy?
Nothing. They gave me some herbal drops or some shit afterwards. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boo.
Pure pink Peruvian flake?
No, they didn't give me any of it. I know, right? No, I didn't get any. I didn't get any coke. As people DM me, you get any coke? I'm like, I did not try to score any coke. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't have any gag stories.
Fish scale.
I don't have any hooker stories or any gag stories. I got no Nobody pulled a gun on me or nothing. It was just just going to the doctor's office and going in the hyperbaric chamber and these people filling me up with all this stuff. But the next day, or was it that day? So I was pretty sore that after I got all the injections, but I did walk myself back to the hotel room. So I walked back to the hotel room with a bit of a hobble, a little bit sore, maybe a 3, I would say, out of 10, and then watched some YouTube. Can't stop watching this. I'm just in this weird trap of what's his name? You know, Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens, Jordan Peterson, all these smartasses talking about. Did you know that the Virgin Mary they misinterpreted that? Like, you know how I told you that 72 virgins is not 72 virgins? They got that wrong. It's 72. What is it again?
Skanks?
No, dude. It's 72 peanuts or something. 72.
Oh, that's a really shitty deal.
It's 72. What is it again? What did I say? 72. No, apricots. Is it 72 almonds? White.
72 Virgos.
It's food, dude. It's food. They miss it, but the same thing is when they wrote it in our language, they got it wrong, and it's wait a minute. It's
Raisins?
Oh yeah, raisins. Yeah, you get 72 raisins. My wife is listening.
That's a pretty shitty deal.
Instead of 72 virgins, and then the same thing with Virgin Mary. It's supposed to be she was young.
She's the Raisin Mary.
She was a young person that had Jesus, not a virgin. So the whole she's a virgin. It's not that's not even what they originally. The story isn't according to these people. So I can be completely wrong. It's just what I'm audio booking it because American Airlines are like, you sit here for a day. I'm like, okay, talk to me, audio books. I actually want to get the Bible now. I think it's going to be because I know I can't read it. And the first one, not the second one. I want the first one. I think it's weird that there's a second one and why they don't have a third one. Why don't you just make a third one? Because obviously a dude wrote the second one.
Well, there is.
So what do
you mean by you want the first Bible?
I want the first Bible in an audio book because I don't want to. I just want to hear somebody read it too.
That's some real dry reading.
I know, but
lots of thous and thys and
you're gonna get
Methuselahs.
You're gonna get a read from me later on today, and if you don't know the show, you just tuned in. You'll see that I can't read. So if I read the First Testament, I won't be able to get anything out of it because I can barely read, and I'll probably give up because how boring it is. But if I just had it on my ears, like I have, I've read like 4 or 5, maybe 6 fucking audiobooks now because I just. And sometimes like this what is it? What did I say? Which one it is? Richard Dawkins. He talks about stuff where I'm too stupid. You know what I mean? And I'm not getting what they're all talking about, memes and genes and all this stuff. But every now and then, somehow, even though I'm not really focused, I'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
And I'm on. And I'm like, oh fuck, that's crazy. So it's sort of it's worth it for me. Like every now and then I hit I don't know what you would call it, but to me like a landmine of information. All of a sudden my brain catches up with this guy.
The Old Testament is definitely an every now and then kind of thing because a lot of it is pretty much nonsense.
Yeah,
I don't mean that in
no, the main stuff is really
no. I don't even mean. I mean like they read the greatest hits at church. There's a lot of shit in there that's
they
like
pick and choose.
They'll do. But I don't even mean that in the way that I think you mean it. Like there'll be like a page in a row that just talks about how somebody is the son of somebody who's 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 the son of somebody. Like there's a lot of shit in there that is just not anything anybody would ever choose to read.
Right, which is the bits where I feel like I could maybe
you can tune out there,
make a sandwich or make some coffee while they're telling me about the son of the son of the son of the son. But every now and then when they go to the bit where this Sodom and Gomorrah guys.
No, that's the good stuff.
And Noah telling everybody that you can rape those ladies and you can kill those people. I'm like, what? Is that in the book? If I get the audio book, will the person say that's or are these fucking weird scientist atheists just making shit up?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But also, because I mean, dude, let's take the Virgin Mary first of all. They talk about it in context. So none of it would make sense if that word was raisin or young or anything else. You know, it's like, this woman who's never had sex before, it's a miracle that she's given birth and she's a raisin or she's young. You know, it's just, anyway, if you want to, get a Bible on tape or whatever, you don't have to get the King James version.
I want to.
No, but the King.
No, look, I'm not.
King
I'm
James
not.
version.
No. Let me finish.
Oh.
I want all of them. I just want to start with the first one. It's kind of like, why would I watch Jaws 4 if I haven't seen 1?
Yeah,
2?
but
Okay, but there's. Wait, let me explain. So there's.
As long as you can get them.
So there's the Old Testament. Yeah, you sure you can. I'm sure you can. There's the Old Testament. That's the Jewish Bible.
Oh.
Okay. And then there's the New Testament. That's the Christian, Catholic, what have you, Bible.
Oh.
Okay, but the Christians also accept the Old Testament.
What about Catholics? Which Bible have they got?
Yeah, Catholics are Christians.
Oh, same thing.
Right.
Okay.
So the Catholics accept the Old Testament, which is the Jewish Bible. The Jews do not accept the New Testament.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Not all of them think that, though, right?
That's pretty much the definition of Judaism, is to not accept that Jesus is God.
Whoa.
Well, because that's the problem. You want it to be a little bit more cut and dried than it is because of the simple fact that the skies didn't part and tablets didn't come down. We can debate over what is and is not a Bible.
Can I get the Quran in English?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
so that's the thing. So there's the Old Testament, and then you get into there's different translations.
I'm
Like if
gonna
you
learn
really
all about
wanted
it.
to, you want to read the Old Testament in Hebrew, which
I
you're
can't do
not,
that.
which I'm not
Yeah.
capable of doing. You're not capable of doing. So any translation, they're going to say, well, a little something gets lost translating it,
Right.
and then you have the thing about the way you would have translated that Hebrew word 3,000 years ago is different than the way you would have done it now. Most Christians
I'm starting to read about that,
Yeah,
Michael. Yes, I
are
understand
reading
this.
from the King James Bible, which is, I forget where that is, somewhere in the 1500s. I don't know.
Yeah, 14, something like that.
So that's a king is like, we're going to do a translation so people can kind of understand what the fuck this is about. But if you read a book that was 500 years old in English, it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense to you. So you're dealing with a copy of a copy in that
Oh.
regard. And now there is a third one. That's the Quran.
Right.
The
That's what I-
Muslims accept both of the Old Testament and the New Testament. They think that they have the third one. Now, the Jews didn't accept the second one. The Jews don't accept the second or the third one,
Yeah, I
and the
wouldn't either.
Catholics don't accept the third one. Now, if you want to get really technical, I believe that the Book of Mormon is also a New Testament. I don't think they accept the Quran, but they think they have the third one.
Right. And then, of course, there's the Tom Cruises.
That's not tied into any of them. That's a
Yeah,
different.
but those dudes
that's
are pretty sure their God's real.
Well, right, but there's a bunch of other there's Hindu Bibles, for lack of a better word, that don't have anything to do with the Hebrew, the Jewish God. You know, there's a bunch of other religions. There's just the ones that belong to like the God that most people in America or listening to this are talking about. That's Jewish, Christian, and then to some extent Muslims and Mormons.
Well, I want to learn about it. I found it to be just the bits that I get quoted from scientists. I found it to be entertaining. Makes my brain think a lot, and I enjoy it. And I hope anyone, just because I'm an atheist or whatever it is, I respect, like Simon Woodstock. I'm gonna knock that dude out. I respect the thing that he is, because I don't think that he has any hate in his religion that he does. It's just so I got no beef with it. And same as I don't want anybody to have any beef with my lifestyle. So how can I get my ass in a knot about yours? Unless you're beating the lady or some shit. Like Pim sent me a video of in Disneyland, some dude just beating ladies. I swear,
yeah.
we as a race, all of us, the human beings of the world, I really am sick of seeing big people push little people around in a group atmosphere where all you men don't do something. Really. It really is appalling to me. Security didn't get this guy for a long time. It's ridiculous. It's just certain lessons need to be learned. It's enough of we're all intelligent enough to know that you just don't go around smashing women, small people, kids. You don't fight in front of kids. Just all the basics, the fundamentals of like how we're all going to exist together. Got to put a stop to that one. It's kind of shocking that I saw that this morning. pressed on the wrong video. I was like, wow.
Tell me, should I have done something today? There are people in front of my house today. I don't know how they got there, but they were arguing at each other, and I heard them, and I looked out the window. By the time I looked, their cars had not hit each other, but they were in a T-bone position. Clearly, somebody was like, I'm going to go. No, I'm going to go. And now they were in a stalemate. I don't know who started it or how it started. I just know, and I did videotape it, and I hate to be that guy. I would never put it on YouTube. I honestly thought it was going to be something the police were going to need.
Oh, wow.
So they're yelling at each other, and I don't know, maybe he's saying very, very insulting things, but she's saying them louder. I don't know what he's saying. He's replying. Okay. I could just have her going, come on, bitch, get out of the car. Come on, you fucking bitch.
Wait, the lady was saying that to him?
Yeah, she probably said that 50 times. And then he got out of his car and reached into his trunk and he pulled out like a golf club.
What?
And he walked towards her and she's like, please do it. Please do it. I'm videotaping you. I want you to do it. I want you to do it. And then he turned around and got back in his car. And then I guess somewhere during the standoff, she had called family members because she kept saying, do you know where you are? This is where my family is. So some dude shows up from my window. I couldn't see. I saw him walk up. I assume he'd pulled his car in when she gave him the bat signal.
Yeah.
And he'd parked behind the guy. So he goes over to the guy. The guy's gone back inside his car. And there's like a physical struggle. The relative is standing the outside of the car. The guy sitting inside his car. I see them struggling with one another. And then I see the relative guy pull the golf club out. And then and so I think he's going to start attacking the guy who owns the golf club with his own golf club. And it seemed to me that the relative guy was then like telling to her like get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, and she drove off. And then the guy got out of his car, and the relative dude and the golf club guy were kind of like nose to nose with each other, like just sort of. I didn't know when the fists were going to fly, but I guess they just pretty much established neither of us is going to back down. Both of us are bitches. Okay, let's get on with our day. And then they got out and drove away.
Yeah.
Who the fuck has time for this?
Road rage is a thing, man. It's contagious. It's difficult.
Obviously, this was a married couple. Tully, you shouldn't interfere with the private business.
Wait, who's telling me I should read something?
They said they were really nasty.
Go ahead, William, real quick. Sorry.
Hello, Jason.
Hey, man.
You guys rock, by the way.
Thanks, man.
I heard you talking about your interest in reading the Bible.
Yeah.
Which I support wholeheartedly. I did it in college. I minored in religion, specifically the texts of the Old and the New Testament. And the stories are fucking cool, dude. I don't believe it myself, but I was raised Christer. That's what they call it, Creaster, the Christians who go Easter and Christmas. But there's fucking... I mean, it's the stuff that doesn't make the Bible is way better. It's I'll tell you this, you guys will appreciate it. There's a story I read. It's called the Book of Tobit, and it's not recognized by the Jewish people. It's not recognized by Protestants, but it is by Catholics and Orthodox. And in the Book of Tobit is a man who is righteous before God, but he prays for somebody to help him because a bird shits in his eyes. And it causes him to go blind. And so God sends Raphael. It's the only mention by name of this angel in anybody's canon. That's the point. There's different people have different versions of the Bible. And in one book, it's not necessarily even the same person writing it. I mean, there's books, a single book of the Bible that is written by dozens of people over hundreds of years. And I'm a history major, so that's interesting to me. But I think you should totally look into it. Genesis, start from the beginning. I did it in high school. I thought, what is this book everyone's talking about?
Yeah,
because it's kind of important.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like especially because I am going to get into conflicts. Like the other day when I was at the dude thing and Simon Woodstock and Krishna Osorio talking about it. I don't know anything about it, so I can't. I have a decent conversation because I haven't read it, so I think it's if I could read all of them and try to have a better understanding of where everybody is coming from, then it makes it easier for everybody to exist. I feel that way about everything. I just want to soak it in, I'm
for
just
sure.
too dumb to read the freaking thing.
I just think, and William, I think to some extent you have to agree with me on this, but Jason, by all means, at least try to listen to the Old Testament. It's a pretty tough slog. I also studied the Old and New Testament in high school and college, but that's to say that I read them in school is there was a teacher who was there saying, read this bit tonight and then come in tomorrow and I'll help explain it to you we'll give you the historical perspective on it. It's like the same thing. Like I'd love to read Shakespeare But then I open up and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I need somebody to help me understand it. I basically
you need like
somebody
a decoder ring to
explain it to me. Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to listen to the Bible, by all means, listen to the Bible, but I would encourage you to then read what other people say that it means afterwards.
Yeah, it's all about interpretation. That's all you can do.
Well,
That's the argument,
I'm in traffic all the time, and audiobooks are great.
Yeah,
So-
I want to hear more about that guy that got bird shit in his eyes.
Yeah, sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for the call, William.
All right, you guys rock.
Yeah,
Have
mate.
a great time.
Yeah. It's having a total time. You guys want to know the worst movie ever of all time ever made? And it's new.
Sure.
It's so fun. I don't know what it's called, but Nicole Kidman is fucking done. She is a bologna sandwich of crap. She's in a movie where it's like remember Monster? The movie Monster.
With
What's her
Charlize
name?
Theron?
Yeah, Charlize Theron. Okay.
Oh, I think I know what movie
she's
you're
trying to
talking
run
about.
a Charlize Theron, and she fucking fails so hard. It's like
Aquaman.
when somebody she may as well be Aquaman. It's insane what she tries to be. There's this thing where she's like an old lady who drinks too much, so they put these weird sunspots on her face, but she's so plastic surgeryed out and manicured, so you like her fake wrinkle suit over her ridiculous
Her fake not wrinkle suit?
Yeah, over a fake. Yeah, it's just confusing as hell. It's like the last person you would pick to transform into a beat up, hardened police lady.
Destroyer,
because
right?
Destroyer. Because she's just so pretty. The one thing I will give you is when they go back in time in this movie a lot, where she was young, and she looks smoking hot and young. That one works, but when they turn her into the reality of what she is, like present time, it's just insane. Every time they do a close up, I can't take her serious.
Yeah, I was thinking about that over the weekend, like, because a bunch of
fail.
movies, they've done things where somebody's playing themselves older, and I was watching the new season of Stranger Things, and Winona Ryder's starting to show some age. And I remember when she was in Edward Scissorhands, and then they do the thing where she's all old at the end. It's going to be interesting when you actually get to do a comparison of them when they're actually that age to when they were in a movie where they were made up to look that age.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they nailed 20 years from now Nicole Kidman.
Like they can. There's two parts to that. Obviously, one is like trying to figure out what you think she's going to look like, and then the next one is making her look like what you want her to look like. But they can do incredible things with projecting. I remember they caught some like at-large serial killer guy like 30 years after he'd done the crimes, and somebody had like this is on like America's Most Wanted when I was a kid. They had molded a face of like this is what he should look like nowadays, and when they found him, it was fucking eerie. They took a guy who was like 30, and they were like, "This is what he'd look like if he was 65." John, I want to say his name was John List or Lisk or something.
Just real quick though, look at her. What do you think, Michael? That's supposed to be an old lady. Don't you think it's just?
I gotta see her moving.
Nicole Kidman. Oh, that's even worse. She hobbles like she's an old lady. She does this weird walk where she can barely walk, but she gets in fights in the movie all the time. People kick her in the stomach, and she keeps on going. She's like this hardened police officer who just drinks all day and has the liver spots all over her face, but she still looks like it's like putting liver spots and wrinkles on a 12-year-old.
Yeah, I can't wait to see if Johnny Knoxville's going to look like Bad Grandpa.
He's totally going to look like that. So that's the worst movie ever. And then I learned
Sucked
about
ass,
politics because I watched Vice, and it's about this dude that Dick Cheney.
Uh-huh.
The start of his life reminded me of Andrew. Like, I assume a little bit, but like obviously from the
Getting lots of DUIs.
yeah. Well, I don't know if I don't think Andrew got DUIs, but I think he got drunk and punched his friends in the face.
No DUIs, but yeah.
And then just
Like Dick Cheney was a frat boy.
Yeah, he's a good old boy who I think would like a farm and a dog and
a loyal mutt and
and to
cold curs,
take over, explode the world.
Couple of workers of dubious legal standing.
I like that movie. I learned a little bit about politics because I don't pay attention to that stuff. So and obviously it's a movie, so probably not true.
Cheney was the Christian Bale one, right?
Yeah.
Because getting him mixed up.
That was
That was it, right? Vice?
Yeah, no. Christian Bale is Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
And he is a giant fat man. I just think that, because I know that people gave him a shout out for doing that, but his co-star lady, people don't mention, she got fat and ugly too. Like,
Amy Adams?
She's,
right?
yeah, I think, I don't know. I don't know the face and the name, but she's a famous actress, and she's a fat lady in it, and she's not. She's a cute little Hollywood movie star.
Yeah, I like Amy Adams.
Yeah, so there's really good acting, and then I was just seeing the. I think I saw something in there about George Bush Jr. being sober for a certain amount of years in this movie, and then I thought, remember when Dingo said that he might have had some shots with that guy, and then if there's any facts to this movie, I just don't think that any of those people did what you think they did ever. But there's Hollywood. They're probably just bashing all those guys, making them look like callous murderers.
I tend to think that and this is
Probably
maybe
not true.
maybe this is the easy way out, but there's kind of three truths. There's like the one that most people accept as like the mainstream truth, and then there's the kind of the slanderous shit that they'll put in the movie, and then there's like a third thing which is a little bit different from both of those things. That's where I tend to assume it comes down.
So you can't write it in a book, but you can do it in a movie? Because isn't it, if it's not true, because remember, we've got books, got another one coming soon.
Mhm.
You can't say something about somebody, even if it is true, can't put that name in there.
Well, it tends to be
If
different.
you do, it's going to be factual, or they can sue you.
I'm not an expert, but it has a lot to do with whether somebody is a public figure or a private figure.
Oh.
Yeah. Once
Okay.
you put yourself out there, you open yourself up to a certain amount of speculation that can be a little bit more unfounded.
They have a higher burden to prove in court in terms of like damaging to their character.
Oh, I didn't know that he also worked on power lines. It's a tough job.
That movie was a little boring for me.
Yes.
I wasn't too into
You didn't
it.
like
but
the
I
part
do-
where Dick Cheney was working on power lines?
Yeah. But
I just wanted to know where Andrew went in the end. I was like, wait, what happens after this? I didn't know. I couldn't get. It's just like the Nicole Kidman thing.
Yeah.
At the start, I keep thinking of people like Michael, where I'd be like, man, you got to see this fucking chick's face. It's retarded. Instead, I'm like, well, if I don't know what happened at the end, I can't just tell you this is the worst movie ever, and I saw 15 seconds of it. Same as The Vice, I thought, oh, this is super political. This is going to be tough for me to stay tuned. But I want to know I don't know what he did. I know everybody talks shit or say stuff about that guy, but I don't know who Donald Rumsfeld is. Now I do. I didn't, maybe I got, like you said, Michael, maybe I got like not factual stories about him, but I know who that dude is now.
I do feel like Dick Cheney is a bit of a ghoul, but they did give him credit in the movie for not being a ghoul to his gay daughter.
What do you mean? In the end, he made his sister vote against gay marriage. You didn't watch the whole movie. He completely fucking annihilated her in the end. After he got his heart
stayed
from
in
his
line
brother.
with the politics of it, but he wasn't like
He broke her heart. He made her sister vote against gay marriage. And you didn't watch the movie.
I did. But
in the movie, remember when the gay daughter is
I know, but
destroyed at the end of it because he got a heart replacement, and at the same time, after he got the heart replacement, his sister filed against gay marriage, saying, "Yeah, yes, my sister is gay, but I am against gay marriage on TV," and that broke her heart.
he did toe the party lines with that stuff, but
right.
In a personal life, he didn't like disown her,
right,
or be like, "Ew, get away from me."
That was big of him.
I mean, that is fair because you did not support her in politics. You just privately did. Yes, you're right. It's not completely bad, but it's still not good.
How far into the movie does his face freeze into a perpetual half sneer?
Remember, it goes back and forth through the whole movie.
I see.
That
He
chin
flashes
is
that
something.
early?
The chin is. It's hard to catch the movie sometimes. I was very focused on it. It was amazing. He's amazing. That
Christian Bale's great.
That's so unhealthy for you to make yourself get that big in your.
Yeah, he needs to just start taking roles where he's the same body size.
It's like when you need to work your way up for a fight. You need to take a couple rolls on the way that are like, this guy's 15 pounds heavier, than this guy's another 15. Like Russell Crowe has been working his way up to Roger Ailes for the last 25 years.
Yeah,
he probably had to cut weight for it. Wait, the guest is here? Ah, shit.
Yeah, we can take a break if you want.
All right, we'll be back.
Faction Talk. Sirius XM 103.
What up, Be Real?
And I told my wifey this morning. I said, this guy is the guy.
Yeah, I am the guy.
I know you're the guy.
Radio?
Yeah.
I'm the guy.
Well, you're the guy, period.
Be Real, you can quote him.
I'll be his co-signer all day.
My co-signer.
That's what we call it in the ghetto. I'll be his co-signer all day.
My co-signer.
That's what we call it in the ghetto. Oh, you gonna co-sign that shit?
Jason Ellis.
Yeah, man, that's the homie right there.
Yeah.
The Jason Ellis Show.
We have a guest. The show is fucking gigantic. Everybody's coming in. I can't stop the celebrities. Bring in our guest. How are you, man? Oh shit! Wow, all the way. Are you personally friends with Amir? No.
It's so weird.
Fucking
Is this
I'm
so
like a
far
comedy
away.
thing? Because you do stand up, you have to go all the way over there.
What the fuck is this, man?
Butt buddy each other.
I can't really win because the way this table
He
is
never
set up,
does that, Amir. Just
no,
so you
I
know.
don't. I don't, and I don't feel great.
He's got a fucking thing for you.
I don't
He
feel
got
great
up
about
and
it
did the
either
Never
way.
does that. Dude, I'm talking. No offense, but A-list dudes. He doesn't say shit to him.
Wow, bro.
So
He
I'll paint
came over
I'll
to
paint
you.
the picture.
Wow.
He's hot for you.
I don't know if people remember the scene where Michael Keaton has dinner with Kim Basinger in the original Batman movie.
Oh yeah, the big ass table. I remember
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah,
That's where I sit in relation to guests. But then they come in, and of course Jason says hi to them, and Kevin is just as close, relatively speaking, as Jason is. So he says hi. So I pretty much have to choose between running half a tennis court to come over and say hi to people, or
Lawrence Fishburne was
kind
here,
of
and he did not come over and say hello to Lawrence.
I didn't
He
shake-
Didn't say shit to. But fucking, it's on video.
I didn't
say
shake
shit to him.
I didn't shake David Cross's hand.
I don't know what just happened right now.
I felt like you
feel
gave
honored,
me
man.
you
Well, I
you
did it.
rose
I
your
got
you
up.
rose your
That
chin
fucking freaked
enough.
me
I
out.
set you up, dude, because I fucking.
Oh,
made you do
that's
I
what
did.
it was.
Well, I went like this.
You have an
and then I
inviting face.
fucking- I do.
You're a friendly guy.
I've been told that before.
I like your fucking videos on Instagram, man.
thanks,
Is that
bro.
you all by yourself editing and the idea and everything?
Yeah, I do it just on a video app. I just.
This guy is, to me, because I want to be interesting. You know what I mean? It's some desperate thing from kids. My parents not paying attention to me or something.
Same.
And I see your shit, and I'm like, oh, that's such a brilliant way to use the Instagram. You know, the
Like,
videos.
do those little videos. I do it
Yeah,
just
the
to
Rocky
promote
one
my
is
show.
sick.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
So good that he
that
does
one.
these.
Philly fucking gave mad love to that one.
Like,
I
this
thought
is
they'd
just
be-
a promo for him to sell tickets at a fucking comedy store that he's going to be at. And he makes this video where Rocky Balboa, argues with him about tickets. He flips it and somehow he's selling tickets.
I was
I'm like,
fucking think of a funny way to market the shows or whatever. So
See,
that's how I use it. But I don't go on there every day and do whatever.
but they're inspirational because I always think that if I have to do something where I get hurt or I could get hurt or it hurts or it's scary and then everybody will like watch it.
Right.
But I don't.
But you're an
really-
interesting guy anyway. I mean, you're getting fucking stem cell research. I checked your shit out today, dude.
I didn't think
Dude's
of
getting
I didn't think of
stem
your
cell.
idea. Talking to the airline hostess, making her slap. Did you ask her to slap you? Is that real?
That was like we did. It was for Zappos. They did some private gig in what was it, Vegas?
Yeah.
And so they flew us out on some on a jet, sweet jet. So it was like a private thing. It was all comics.
okay.
So I felt comfortable being like, hey, dude, would you fucking slap me for this
Yeah.
video? And she was super cool and she did it. But
Always
Yeah.
thinking of stuff like that.
I'm not. That's the fucked up part. I'm not. And it just, if something comes up, I'll be like, oh, I should do it. And then people are always on my ass, and my manager and agents are like, dude, do more videos.
And you're
I'm
like,
just not.
if it comes to me, sure, but that's just how
Yeah.
I operate.
But they're fun. I mean, they're fun to do, but it just like, I don't know.
Might be
It
a
just
better way
takes
to
time.
operate like that. I feel like sometimes if I'm forcing myself to come up with things for the radio, say, it's usually shit.
If you
I'm-
force yourself,
because
but
I'm
if
like,
it's
I'm
inspired,
going
you're
to give
like,
myself an hour right now to come up with something. And
I
then
can't
I'll
work like
come
that.
up with a couple ideas. I'm like, man, those are. It just needs to be when it pops in there, it pops in there.
That's right.
So that's a good thing to know. You sort of sounds like you believe in that theory. So it's
Exactly.
a relaxing way to go about it.
True. Because sometimes I'm all like bummed out or depressed or some shit. I don't feel like doing anything like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? I get
Yes.
in like these weird, like for months. And then I'll be
Oh
like,
wow,
I don't know why. I
but
get
that's a
like,
comedian trait, right? That means
I
you're going to be
guess.
great.
I hope so. I don't know.
So, but
Fuck.
is it the same with your routine? You just sort of relax, and then
Sometimes.
every now and then it pops in there, and you write that down. You don't be like, "Come
Yeah.
on, man, let's
No,
crunch."
like a lot of guys will sit down and be like in a coffee shop, right? I can't do that. I got to like be out in the world, and then some shit happens, like, oh, this will be funny, and then you know what I
Right.
mean, and I'll say it, or I'll maybe make the joke to a friend, and I'll be like, oh, if he laughed at that, I'll throw it in the act.
So a little bit more of like what actually happens to you in your day, and then you turn that into the joke.
For sure. That's
Do you
how I
find
work.
that easy being a kind of your kind of style, your guy? Like, do you get into funny shit?
See, this is a problem with being a comedian. Is because like when you start out, you're just doing comedy all the time. So you're in a comedy club all the time, and that shit isn't relatable to most people. So your life becomes this comedy club world. Do you get what I'm saying? And then, so like you're not living.
You don't even have stories about being at the comedy store.
Yeah. No one fucking cares about that. So like for the first few years, that's what I was running into. I was like, oh, all this stuff I was pulling from was from my life before comedy.
Yes.
And then now it's like, I get to tour and stuff, and I get to go different places. So when I go, and I used to in the beginning spend the time in the hotel room because I'd be so fucking drunk or hungover, or whatever, that I wouldn't get out and do shit during the day.
Yes.
So now I like make it a point to like not get so hammered the night before.
Still get hammered sometimes though.
Sometimes,
right.
yeah, Friday, Saturday.
You got to get loose.
I always find it kind of interesting when a comedian blows up kind of quickly. The special that they make next, because they've up until that point their comedy was about living their life and talking about their life, and they were able to walk around like a normal person having normal interactions.
Right.
What do you talk about when every time you walk in anywhere people are like, holy shit, that's Eddie Murphy?
Right.
It's like and it's funny because they do end up just talking about, well, the crazy thing about being famous is, and that's when they lose everybody.
And then you have like such an unrelatable life at some point.
Yeah.
You're like, I was with 10 chicks in a limo, and
Yeah.
then what?
Tell me
Like,
about
wait,
it.
Hold on.
So if you're on July 18th and 20th when you're in Irvine at the California Improv, when you're in California, because then you're in Los Angeles, you're doing an improv, so you're hanging out, do you go, okay, I'm going to go ride a bull, or I'm going to go to Venice and like pick a fight with like a weightlifter? What's your plan?
No,
I
I grew up in Orange County, so Irvine's easy because I have
Okay.
so much shit to talk about, from growing up.
Oh,
there
you
and all
just
that
point
stuff.
out all the things that, like,
Yeah.
why do you gotta have so many tattoos and wear that hat like that?
Why you wear the hat like that? Why you got
shit's
tattoos like that? Why is your truck so lifted?
Why are your shorts so big? You know what fucking year it is?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no,
you
those
know how
guys are
that
great.
you know how that area plays.
Yeah, no, I just went to an event there not so long ago, and I had not been to something like that for a long time, and I was with my kids, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa, I remember that guy. I'm like, whoa, that guy
Still here.
is still wearing the same pants. That's crazy.
Yeah, the style's pretty interesting there, dude.
Yeah, no, I respect it.
But yeah, that area is cool because I get a lot of homies from like back in the day to come visit. Like from high school, and like people I grew up with will come to the show. So it's cool, and I'll just talk shit, make fun of them, and incorporate them into the show somehow.
So do you like doing it at home, or do you like being away doing your shit?
I like the mix of both, because I don't like to be gone too much.
No, I mean, I don't really, a little bit, thanks. I feel like, I don't know why, but SiriusXM started letting us do more stuff than I've ever done. I don't remember ever being this much of we get around a little bit now.
But
I
you've
used
done
to be
so much, like
kind
the
of routine.
skateboarding days and all that, like when
Yep.
you're heavy touring, like doing that, like doing events. Wasn't it crazy after, I mean, you were probably eating it up because you were younger.
I think if you're younger, it's okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if you have
yeah.
like a good home base, then
Yeah.
sure, that's painful.
Yeah.
But when you don't really, when you're traveling Wilbury, I'm like, what's the difference? The hotel, like at least somebody cleans after me in the hotel.
True.
I think for a long time in skateboarding, my house was not like something
Half
you
as
look
clean.
forward to going home to.
That's right. No, that's how I feel too. I mean, I'd like a little bit, like 2-3 weekends a month is cool, but anything, like doing the whole fucking month is a little too much for me, man. The traveling and all that shit.
So what stuff do you try and do to tell story? How far will you go? Because I was just telling somebody today that one time I thought it'd be a good idea to have a snake bite me because I'm scared of snakes. So I got a giant anaconda to bite me. The show got solid and I kind of started to, I think maybe my therapist, somebody said, you don't have to do that. You know that, right? People don't even really like it that much. So you're kind of going the extra mile for no reason. Because I don't remember, it's not a big thing. I got like an 8-foot anaconda to bite my wrist. It's on YouTube. Nobody fucking cares.
Right.
It wasn't like, whoa, I can't believe you did that.
But that was just something to get you to go. Like,
I thought
get
if I did that, nobody would change a channel.
Okay. Like those fucking shows where they're like, the snake's going to eat the man alive in a suit. Remember that show? Do you remember that show where the guy was going to get eaten by a snake?
Would he had like a snake-proof suit?
Yeah. They're like,
that's right. They make those.
They make those, and it's a fucking hour long, and you watch the whole thing, and the motherfucker doesn't even get eaten by a snake.
Wait.
They're like, well, he couldn't fit it in his mouth. You go, dude.
Did it try and fit the guy in?
I don't remember what it was, but it was that thing.
Did it
and
bite him?
No, dude. I don't even know what it was.
the
Such
hell?
a fucking. I remember being so mad at the end. This was years ago,
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago or some shit. And I'm like, dude, there's no way this is gonna happen because the guy was supposed to get like eaten by the snake and then spit out or some shit.
What?
Yeah, dude.
But he didn't even put him in his mouth?
No.
Oh,
Remember when Michael Phelps raced the shark, except they never had any intention of ever having them race each other?
Yeah. Like stuff like that. It's just for TV.
Remember when Tim Kennedy tried to find Hitler?
Yeah, he's still looking.
So this was the TV show Eaten Alive on Discovery.
Thank you.
And it was criticized for false advertising because it didn't meet the promoted expectations.
Oh,
Dude,
like a guy getting eaten alive?
Yeah, dude.
So he
It's
didn't
like-
even get bitten, and it's called Eaten Alive.
It's so bullshit.
Did he put him in his mouth? Like, did his feet go
I don't
in?
remember exactly what went down. I just remember being pissed because I watched the whole hour.
Oh.
And nothing happened.
Yeah,
So
this generation's Al Capone's vault.
It looks like the guy, Rosalie, was supposed to be eaten by the anaconda, protected by a suit designed specifically for the purpose. He attempted to feed himself to the anaconda, which it did attack, but did not try to swallow him whole.
So was he going to get pooped out?
I know. What was going to happen? Was the snake going to die is what I was wondering?
He would vomit it out, right? You can't, if you poop out, you're dead for sure. Did he have an oxygen tank in there? Because that's obviously...
Yeah, it was like a weird suit. It was like this crazy suit.
Or he's breathing inside it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise, how could you go inside his stomach and live? There's no...
The suit consisted of multiple layers of equipment, including a cooling vest to control the body temperature.
Oh, my God.
Something to protect against stomach acid. It was a mix of carbon fiber, and
I need
chainmail.
that suit in here.
That just sounds like that would kill the snake. I feel sorry for this snake. Like, this snake's like, I've been trapped, I'm captured, and now you're trying to shove a giant metal carbon fiber oxygen pill down my neck.
PETA did complain.
Shout out to them. On that one.
On that one. Not
Some-
the
some-
anaconda. Do they get
some-
after you about the anaconda biting you?
No, I don't see how that... No, nobody came at me. I felt like he won. You know, and he
Did
was-
he draw blood and all that?
They gave you an award, actually. PETA did. Not for that, but...
No, they did.
Yeah.
They did.
What
did
did you
I
get
do?
the award for?
What did I get the award
I think
for?
you were a sexy vegan or something.
Was I?
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. That's not
I'm
true.
not all that into you.
I mean,
Was
this is not new to me, but but that did hurt a little bit just to know again.
Hey, can I ask you about the stem cell stuff though?
Yes, you can, because I just got it.
Dude, that's crazy. I had a tour rotator cuff.
Oh, then they said things
And
like that. It's
yeah.
perfect for.
No way.
Depending on how much damage you've got and where it is, then there's certain things that can't be fixed. Like they told me, there's so much damage to my left knee that you have to get knee surgery and this.
Right.
Otherwise, there's no stopping the knee replacement coming your way.
So
but all the other stuff, the left shoulder. Left shoulder, I have 3 tears in the back and 2 in the front.
Oh, shit.
And I've just had tons of separations and stuff, so there's a lot of stuff in there. And they shot him up in the back and in the front. And it doesn't ache anymore. That was because I didn't care. I just keep boxing.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Is it fight related or skateboarding related or what is
I
it?
think it's both. I think
Okay.
there's, if you break them and you separate them a bunch of times, and then you have a boxing career where you throw your hand as fast as you can out of your shoulder, and then go lift weights with Mike Catherwood for 3 months, and I do all things like I still think I'm like all dudes.
Yeah, you
Man,
feel
come
young.
on, man. When you're kind of a dude that does sporty things, you can't stop thinking you're 25 for the rest of your life. It just depends on how much you really care about it. I really care. I love jumping around, punching shit.
Yeah.
So I'm getting these shots, and I hear great things, but all I can tell you right now, it's been 5 days. That doesn't hurt anymore.
But the knees are the same.
Well,
For right now?
I don't know, because I'm not jumping and kicking yet.
Could I ask you how much, or did they hook you up? They probably hooked you up.
Yeah.
But like, what does that cost?
Like 20, depending on how many you get.
Just for one injection?
I don't know.
Is it a shady place or is it like a legitimate?
No, it's really legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Like they really, it was.
I want to go to the bootleg
There's
place.
a thing
and get
at
it for,
night, like the gate. There's a giant gate. When we got driven to the hotel, there's a giant gate with barbed wire, and this whole thing is just all gated, barbed wired off. And the taxi van thing is talking to the guy for a while before that thing rolled open. And then there was like serious dudes at the gate, and then they drive into the hotel room where the mall is. So,
So the hotel and the mall and the hospital were all inside.
Yeah.
So this is like King's Landing, basically, of Columbia.
I'm sure, but I don't know because I think there's other there's other kings' landings there.
There's many,
I don't think the
there's
mall,
many kingdoms.
I don't think the mall rules Colombia.
It's kind of like Jurassic Park.
How long were you there?
It is because it's super because it's tropical. There was crazy thunderstorms out the front, like my window. We just had it open all night because it was just wow, wow, and friggin' colors everywhere. I'm like, this place is out of control. It's tropical as hell, and because it's in the mountains, it's not very hot. It's just like really nice.
So what would happen if
muggy.
somebody like me who hasn't really had any serious knee injuries got stem cells? Would I be able to dunk?
No, you.
I wouldn't have super
you're
knees?
supposed to say stupid question first before you ask it. You
Oh.
fucking idiot.
I kind of thought that was a given.
That was no. You still have to say stuff like that.
Because you don't have any knee goo, so they shot that in you, and you're gonna grow some knee goo. I have knee goo. If they give me that, am I gonna grow extra stuff? And then
Well, but extra ligaments doesn't make you jump higher, and it doesn't work like that. It actually, if you have, she said, if you get hurt somewhere else while these things are freshly injected, the stem cells will find it. So if I like
So if you like tore your like wrist or something,
yeah, then it will leave my knees and go to my
What?
wrist.
oh,
That's
now's the
crazy.
time to party.
yeah, dude.
How long
And
is
she
that
said-
window
Oh,
open?
she also said, yeah, if you party and you feel hungover, guess what? Your stem cells will leave your injuries and head to wherever your stomach or whatever it is that she's like, don't bash yourself. You have to eat better. And
How long
I
is
already
this
eat good
thing?
anyway, so
How
it doesn't
long do you
matter.
have to do that for?
I mean, the longer you do it, the better the benefits. But she said that you will notice all this stuff in 3 months. So in the next month, it'll probably get tighter. I'm gonna start training in a week. I already can jump. I was jumping around in the pool this morning. And I tested it in the water, and I was like, I'm taking it easy, but I feel almost as good as I did before I got on the plane. Just a little bit tender, but 2 days ago I could barely walk.
Is it a big ass needle or is it just like
Yeah, big ass needle.
Oh.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. So that's the same with anything, man. If you're really sore, then it's worth it. But if you're just like Kevin,
No, mine. I think I can rehab it back to where to get it back to normal. I don't think.
What
it's
happened
worth
to your shoulder?
I just tore it doing some lift, like some dumbass military press without like back. Like
you were in the military?
Yeah, I was. No,
Whoa.
I'm kidding. Come
I know. I'm like, well,
on. No, military press. Like
what's
a
a military press? Oh, okay.
like over the fucking shoulder.
Really?
Old school shoulder.
You just
thing.
felt like something pinched, and
It
that
popped.
was it.
Yeah. Then I was like,
wait, it popped out?
Yeah, it didn't pop out, but
Oh,
I
you
felt
popped
it pop.
the tendon off there, like you felt the tear.
Yeah, it had
Okay.
I had a little tear, and then I thought I was good because it was still warm, so I was still lifting and stuff, and then
You made it worse.
yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to, I guess sugar's bad too. There you go. Things like that.
Sugar's bad
But
too.
who cares?
Did you go right in for that and then come right back?
Pretty much, yeah.
You didn't party. You couldn't.
I mean, you
party.
can't. I don't really. Oh, okay. No, that question. Yeah, I can't do cocaine. I would have chewed some leaves if somebody gave me some
The
leaves.
coca leaves,
Yeah,
dude. Yeah,
I would have
had a
done that.
buddy bring those back. It's just like
I did do some aguardiente.
Teeth
There you go.
water?
Aguardiente.
Aguardiente.
It's their drink. It's their drink.
Liquid
like-
teeth.
It's like what's the licorice drink, Michael?
Oh, right.
Sambuca.
Sambuca?
Yeah.
It's like Zambuca, but it's a little bit watered down. Yeah. They're right there. And there's the red lid. There's a red lid and a blue lid, and the red lid has more sugar in it, and the white one has less sugar in it. So I did have some aguardiente. I had a couple of those.
Aguardiente. Oh, there's you and the doctor.
Hot ass nurse. She's so hot.
And that's the shit they put in you, huh?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Then she goes, "Here we go," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I was like, "Man, the end of those are big."
But that room just looks like it looks like an office building that they just doesn't look like there's too much equipment in there.
Well, they had many rooms in there. It was a legit place. They had
Okay,
oxygen tanks and stuff, man.
I like
They
how
were-
they cut your knees out like some tits. Look at that.
No, that was just that
They're like,
was a
that's like for
towel
the
with
tit one.
holes ready to go.
Okay.
I know
That's
they're like
weird.
assless chaps for your knees.
Yeah.
I like that, dude.
Kneeless chaps. Yeah, it's not that cool. Get it? Oh, there you go, Andrew. Zooming in. Look at that. Here you go. Give me
Fuck,
fuel. Give me
dude.
fire.
So, Amir, you had a friend bring you coca leaves. Do you enjoy that
Yeah,
sort of
no,
thing?
they were like ground up coca leaves, and you just like put them in like a dip or something. And it was
Ooh.
kind of like it was just like a mellow little head change of some
Who
sort.
did that? You
One
got,
of my
you got
buddies.
friends just made. Did he make that
One
himself?
of my
or
buddies,
that?
no, one of my buddies actually bought it from this dude that he sells a bunch of other shit.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, he's like, I got this. It's like ground up coca leaves. I'm like, fucking, let's do it. You know,
Yeah.
I'd try it, dude. They have the gum too. I had a buddy go to like
Wait.
Machu Picchu. It's a gum that's got the coca shit in it.
No.
And they chew that instead of the leaves, and you fucking take a hike. Yeah, and you climb up the the Machu Picchu, the hills, and the whatever. You
Wait,
know?
where's that? Oh, yeah,
Peru
yeah.
or some shit?
Yeah. No, I was going to go in a helicopter because I couldn't walk, and my wife didn't really want to go. But apparently you can do a helicopter and see all that shit.
Yeah,
But I felt like walking was a bad idea because I was in a wheelchair.
for sure.
So that gum stuff is like cocaine edibles?
It's something like that.
Not exactly, though, right?
It's not the same,
Yeah.
dude. It's like because the extraction process to make it cocaine is a little different. You know what I mean? To get the real, right? They do it with some gasoline or some shit.
Yeah. They start putting the chemicals in it.
So it's just like the pure leaf, and I think it's just a super like light version of whatever a,
Well,
a
right.
bump of coke would be.
There's
And then
different. There's
you
like,
chew the gum, you
It's
hike
like
better?
a key bump
Yeah, it's like
of
a-
good
it's like a-
stuff.
well, sometimes you can make more than one thing out of a plant. Like you can make heroin and you can make poppy seed bagels.
There you go.
You know, it's like the same thing, kind of.
Oh. What?
Well, poppy seeds come
Oh.
from the poppy plant,
Which is
you
what they make
heroin.
opium out of.
Opium.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, those poppy things are pretty cool. See, I did that once, and you slash the flower.
Is that the coca gum?
And you rub it on a cigarette. When the cigarette dries out, you smoke it. I did that a couple of times with my dad's friend.
Oh, dang.
The what?
Pretty cool. You get the opium flower.
Like the black opium tar
but not
shit?
before it flowers, when it's in the bulb or whatever it is. And then you slash the bulb and the white stuff comes out. And then
Milk
you run
of
a
the poppy.
cigarette on it.
And that's what they collect actually to make this shit, right?
I
They
guess
get-
so.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. I was just following this
Opium's huge in Iran, dude, where I'm from. So like a lot of the older guys, like my pops used to fuck with it too. Probably still
Did you
does.
in a casual opium way or a junkie opium
No,
way?
I mean,
because they have more of a grip on it there because it's so or no.
Like
I mean,
they'll
is it
kick
legal?
They'll like kick it and play backgammon and shit. Like old guys will just smoke and like.
No, they
you
just
know-
smoke it, right?
Yeah. It's like it's like I don't know. I've done it before, like that, and it just mellows you out. Have you ever done that? Have you ever done opium?
Yeah, I've chased a dragon a bunch of
Yeah,
times.
chase the dragon. There you go. There
Yeah,
you go.
I chased a dragon a bunch of times.
That's what they call it.
Yeah, see, look, I used to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah,
you
yeah, and you
slash
get
it, and
the
the white
little-
stuff comes out,
and
and then
that's
you
the-
run a cigarette on it, and then the cigarette dries out. You smoke the cigarette.
There you
Yeah,
go.
but I chased it.
With a little
I
paper clip.
I moved back to Australia. I was a little depressed because I was like, my body couldn't be good at being a skateboarder anymore, and I married some dumb bitch. She used to beat me up. So I moved back to Australia. Nobody skated there, and so I fucking started buying heroin off prostitutes and chasing the dragon. And then that escalated into, I was like, you guys want to get some hair? Like, I got 2 prostitutes and said, can you guys whack me up? And they were like, hell yeah, if you pay for it. I was like, of course I'll pay for it. So, and then I passed out and they put me in a park. It was like super dangerous in the middle of the night. And I woke up and they robbed me and took my wallet and
fuck.
shit.
Was that a rock bottom or just one of
It was
many?
it was one of many, but it was
Right
a
on.
good one, solid one. Never did heroin again. I mean, I've done painkillers, but I've never done it for, woo, let's fucking chase the
yeah.
dragon. I'm not chasing that anymore.
Is opium legal in Iran?
I think the like what it is, like if you have weed on you or some shit, it's a way like harsher like punishment than if you had opium. I think it's a little more accepted. I feel like I don't know. I haven't been there, but I feel like that's what it is because like everyone does that shit, and it's just way easier because they got the poppy fields like that. Like Afghanistan and Iran is probably where most of that shit comes from.
Man, they got heroin and oil.
Yeah, dude.
Man,
I feel like when you go into like a hardcore kebab place in Los Angeles and like it's like late at night and the old guys are there just smoking hookahs.
That's
like,
what's up, dude.
I
They're
don't
probably
thi-
on that opium.
I
though.
don't think it's always all tobacco.
Yeah, it ain't always all tobacco.
Yeah.
You can't fucking, and you see the bags under their eyes and shit from fucking just chilling like those.
And those guys
Chinese
are really
opium
into
dens.
that shitty checkers game they play.
That's
like,
right.
Too
It's
into
called
it.
backgammon, dude. They'll fuck with that all night. Drink a little tea.
Yeah.
They like sweet shit too with it. They get a
Yeah,
little
that's
heroin.
good. And you don't do none of that?
I might have fucked with it a couple. I don't do heroin and shit, but I've done
Right.
opium a few times.
I smoked opium in college
That makes
a
sense.
while ago. Yeah, and I was just like,
But I
Eh,
think that shit's
let's just
cut
smoke a
into a
blunt.
lot of drugs too.
You what?
It's cut into a lot of drugs you've done over the years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I guess so.
Yeah, like ecstasy and all
oh
that shit
yeah,
back in
yeah,
the
for
day,
sure.
like
Back in the
heroin.
day.
Yeah, dude, when you do like ecstasy and in high school or something, and
Yeah, because I
There's
remember
probably
when I
heroin
was
in there.
like in the early 2000s doing ecstasy, you would always ask, "All right, are we getting uppers or downers?" Because if you get, usually it was the green ones. If you gave your buddy like a couple 20s to go buy your pills,
Mhm.
and he came back and they were green, it was
Mhm.
like, oh shit, those are the downers.
Yeah, I might be
They
too
always had
old to
heroin in 'em.
recall what kind of ecstasy I was taking.
Yeah, we just took it. I don't know. It
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
like, oh, this one has this stamp on it. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Like the Mitsubishis or the fucking.
Yeah,
Buddha
oh,
guys.
there you go. That rang a total bell.
There you go.
Mitsubishis.
Yeah, they're good. I've had these before.
Yeah, the
Fucking
pink
King.
Mitsubishis were always. I was like, okay, we got ourselves a solid pill.
Yeah.
I like the triple stack Euros myself.
See,
Oh,
you
those
guys,
are,
see,
those are
he's
actually good too. The double stacks or whatever. Those
Yeah.
will fuck you up.
fucking Mitsubishis. My life sucked back then, dude. I swear.
The
Way
stuff that's
too
going
ago.
around now, though, is a lot
Well, it's all
cleaner.
Nah, dude. Some of these guys are
Really?
putting that fentanyl shit and killing kids and all that.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
I
there's
don't know.
tons of documentaries on how what is it? The paramedics. I saw a paramedics like documentary where it's just they got those needles. They had to get extra needles with more potency because they just drive around their city all night, smacking that shit into people's chests because they're all just
bring 'em
dead
back, to
in
bring
the
'em
alleyway
back,
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to me like I don't do ecstasy anymore, but it's like we had ecstasy, and then you started hearing about Molly, and it was like, we'll take that because that's the pure stuff. And I feel like it was just a matter of time before everyone's like, okay, then this isn't ecstasy, it's Molly. Like, okay, fine. And then kids run to the impression that they weren't taking dirty shit because they would never take
It's all
ecstasy.
cut, dude.
They were taking Molly. And it's like, well, so all of a sudden nobody makes ecstasy anymore, but it's very easy to find this crystal clear Molly. I have a feeling you are also taking fentanyl, whatever you want to call it, you poor teenagers.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, I feel like we've covered drugs.
Yeah.
Not sure why, but
I didn't mean it to take it to that turn.
we don't know what we're doing.
You're very
half the time.
distinguished gray.
Oh yeah, dude, that shit's fucking.
What happened?
I don't know.
You look
man.
like you saw a ghost because you don't look old, but you do have gray
That's
hair.
weird, right? I
You
got
look
that
like you
whole
could
thing.
cast a spell on me.
Yeah,
Like if you had like a big sorcerer hat.
Iranian wizard type shit, huh?
It's weird. You're so gray that you don't even look Iranian.
That's right.
You look
I
like,
get that
as I said,
sometimes.
what is those guys? The fucking stick, the staff.
Wizards.
Yes, you look like a wizard.
You just fucking said it.
Oh.
He goes, "What?"
You got like gray chest hairs. Do
I
chicks
did-
dig that?
The chest hairs, I throw a trim on it every now and then when it gets out of hand because it gets too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to have long chest hairs.
I'm
dude.
in a perplexed situation myself right now. I found out in Colombia that my wife is more into me having a hairy chest and hairy legs. I've always shaved my legs 'cause I'm a big fat homo, and I feel a little bit uncomfortable with that much hair on me. Like,
Do you really? Doesn't it get like prickly and shit when it's
Well,
growing out?
well, I just always keep it bald, so it never really
okay.
bothers me.
Like razor trim.
Yeah. So I
Right.
don't now. It's like I don't know if she's into it. I don't know what to do. I'm getting old. My eyebrows are fucking with me. I got to trim my
Oh, when
eyebrows.
they get those big ass like professor eyebrows.
I'm,
Those ones
I'm absolutely positive I could whip one up. Like it's come to that. I trim because I trim them, but I don't. I'm sort of people are bad drawers. Like people ask me, "Oh man, you must be a tattooist." I'm like, if I tattoo you, you are so depressed. I can't draw. I'm a caveman. So if I cut my eyebrows, you're dealing with a caveman with scissors or
no
clippers
coordination.
going near his face. It's just a
Yeah.
bad idea.
Bad idea. Then you end up with that little patch gone.
That's what's gonna
You look
happen.
like
I do
shit.
it all the time. I got crooked. My shit is crooked as hell. I'm just glad my face is off center so it all evens out.
Yeah, you
But
got
I
a
wanna
lot
get-
going on. No one's paying attention.
I want to get
bro.
the P
You got
Diddy
tattoos.
thing.
You know what I mean? You got tattoos. You can fucking shave
That's
your
what I'm trying
eyebrows
to do.
off
Make it
there.
all, you know what I mean? Like a collage of shit, then you can't tell what's damaged.
No one's paying attention.
You know, Diddy has a personal beard guy that comes in the morning and has sketches.
Why wouldn't he?
I know, but it was inspirational to me. I thought, wow, that's something that I would really like to have. A guy who had 4 drawings of what my facial hair could look like today.
That's how he does it. He goes.
The guy has
the
sketches and
renderings.
he's like, I'm going to
That's
go
great.
with that sketch right there. And then dude hooks him up with it.
That dude looks the same every time I see him, though, doesn't he?
I think he picks the same one every
He
time.
goes,
he might
yeah,
have
he
just
goes,
done
I
it
just
for-
want to have 4 fucking options.
Yeah. Maybe he just pays for the option. I don't know.
That's hilarious. What would you if you had all the money in the world, what would be one thing that you do that like something like that? What would you do?
Oh, with my beard?
No, not beard. Just like
Just
if
like
you
all-
had like the most money
Oh.
in the world, like some extravagant shit that
Just
like,
a super fancy amenity.
Yeah, like a massage guy that's just always there, or like a.
Oh
you know-
no,
Oh,
I've
that's kinda
already
sweet.
got it figured out. I want a hole in my shower where I can jump down the hole and it's a water slide that shoots through a waterfall that I land in my pool. In the pool, there's an upside down. There's a mushroom plastic bubble roof, like a mushroom roof underneath the pool, so I can go underneath the bubble where there is oxygen in there, and I can hang out in there where no one can see me under the pool. And also, I have people that I paid before I have breakfast when I go out in the backyard. I pay for 2 people to fight me, and I have a fight before I have my like coffee.
Bro,
and,
we have two different things. I
and
would have
eggs
just
and
ended
shit.
with the hole in the shower that I put my dick in and someone sucks it, and then I
Wait,
get. I
you
go
don't need,
about
you
my
don't need
day.
$1 million to do that. I got an app where you can do that whenever you want.
Is there an app like that?
Are
It's
you
a glory
serious,
hole app?
dude? Fucking Grinder. I got a guy. He has a house, a mansion, and I go there, and I go around the back past his pool, and he's got like a door that he built with a glory hole in it.
No way.
Yeah,
And you just go.
Just boom. Bob's your uncle. Off you go. Leave. No harm, no foul. Everybody wins. Winner, chicken dinner.
That's
Cost
perfect.
me $0.
I would get an
Millions of
ice
dollars.
cream sommelier.
What's a sommelier?
Like a wine kind of, like those people that know wines and shit, right?
Yeah.
Wait, ice cream and wine?
No, just ice cream.
Like, the people that know wine?
Yeah.
Like that know wine really
Yeah,
well. They're
yeah.
called a sommelier, so we'd probably get that for ice.
Yeah, so when I finish my meal,
I mean,
my
what do you-
ice
what
cream
do you-
sommelier comes out.
Why
and he's
would
like,
you need, because you know the flavor.
Right.
Mint chocolate
Well, no, the
chip,
guy would give you
chocolate.
different ones every day, right?
Yeah, he might know some cool shit.
Ah.
He's
He's gonna
give you
be
a
better
new
than,
one all the
than
time,
Diddy's
right?
fucking template. What?
He would give you, you'd want to get a new one all the time. You wouldn't want the same one over and over again from the guy.
No.
Because
Be
like, you wouldn't need him once you figured it out.
here's some Tibetan cookie dough, Mr. Kraft. Like, oh,
I
fuck
really
yeah.
have faith in your ability to like suss out the local ice cream scene on your own.
I know, right? You can do better. I would like nudes.
Why go through all that when I could pay that
chefs.
guy to do it?
Nude chefs?
Yeah,
I feel like that's going to lead to injuries.
I got stem cells. Ooh, I would have stem cell doctors fly to me
There you go.
and whack me up while I was like on the phone
That's right.
doing stuff.
Oh, right. Handling stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure P. Diddy's had some
20 racks.
rejuvenating stuff while he's on the phone.
Just sold and fucking BRB in the back of the shoulder. Deal.
Buy.
Yeah.
Sell.
Fuck you. Click.
How often could they shoot you up with that stuff?
I mean, I think the deal is it's not if I just stopped doing stuff, I think I go for 10 years or something, maybe longer. I don't think it blows out. It only blows out if you keep doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like the left
No, I'm
knee, I
saying
have to get knee surgery.
No,
but the
if
right
you
one
keep-
might just be fixed.
If you keep doing the stem cells, does your body just get immune to that shit or like
No,
figure out a way?
no.
Like, no, you can keep putting it in your body.
Yeah, but you're not supposed. It's supposed to be like a permanent thing. It's
Mhm.
supposed to like re-heal whatever the injury is. Like I said, if it's a really bad injury, then there's only so much it can do. But if you have a little tear, it fixes it. It re-injures it, and then when it starts to heal, the stem cells go into the injury and regrow whatever was torn.
And do you know who the stem cells are from? Like kids or some shit, or do they?
Yeah, it comes from a umbilical cord.
That's right.
So they have I said it on the radio. You missed it, but they have.
I'm sorry.
they
Yeah,
do
if I came in and did I just cover the same shit you guys just talked about for like
Yeah.
the last
No.
hour?
No.
Fuck.
I told different stories about it. You added that you look like a wizard and shit. It's all right. So anyway, speaking of you, you got jokes. You're a new guy. You're not. What are you vaping right now?
Oh yeah.
What is that?
I forget that I'm in a place where you guys don't give a fuck, do you? that
No,
I'm
I do
vaping
it.
here?
What is that?
It's just a jewel. I got to get off this shit. I
What's
read
a
it gives you strokes.
What?
I don't know. I
Wait,
just,
is
is
it
that a fake article?
You probably get popcorn lung way before you have a stroke.
No, I don't smoke it like that.
Wait, is it tobacco?
Yeah, this one's tobacco.
Do you smoke cigarettes when you're outside?
I used to smoke a lot of cigarettes because we'd be around the comedy clubs all the time.
Yeah.
And then I found Jewel.
Bobby Lee fucking got me when I came back from the Middle East, and I had like a bunch of cigarettes because they were so cheap. I bought all these cartons.
Yeah.
And then fucking Bobby takes my cartons and just smashes them up, and then he gave me all these. I was so pissed, but then he gave me. And then
I know, but just why can't you have both? Fuck, you brought them all the way.
I know.
You know what
they're
I
like
find?
they're so cheap. I was in Beirut or some shit, dude. They're like fucking like $10 for a carton.
Yeah, but they're probably what kind of cigarettes? Were they cool ones that
I
you
don't
can't get here?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
man.
like the ones with little pop ones.
I don't
with
even
the-
smoke, and I would want those.
With the menthol ones in them.
See, it's always been like something I'm not interested in trying the Juul thing because like you get brand loyal with cigarettes, right? Even though they're all fucking gross, all the store brands. Like if you're a Marlboro Light smoker, you don't even want it if somebody hands you a Camel Light. Like you take it if you're wasted, but it's not really what you want. Like what are the odds that there's a Juul that's going to scratch the itch as much as your flavor does?
Well, it does. I got the mint Juul. That's what I use. I use the 3%
Mint?
mint Juul, and that's the shit I smoke. There's some
Just
guys
like a
that just
Newport?
smoke the tobacco. Yeah, it's kind of like a menthol.
And of course, you're saying that you think that you will die from using this.
Mm-hmm.
You make statements like that as you suck on it over and over again.
I don't know, man. I just read, but you never know these articles.
But you see, I know. But you're saying I didn't read the fucking article. You did.
I
You're
read
the
an
one that's
article
telling
that
me
said
that
it's
you
giving
might
kids
get popcorn
strokes.
lung or a stroke.
Fuck.
When
Can
you
you
get
do-
a stroke, will you say, "Oh man, I wish I had have taken my own advice"?
Probably.
Do you,
Well, I'm trying to
have
get
you
off
ever
it,
been
but
to
you're
hospital for a
addicted.
stroke reason?
No.
Can you try to visualize being rushed in an ambulance to the hospital so that they may try to revive your heart?
Yeah, that's not good.
Think about it.
I know.
Makes it easier to not do it. Because I've been there.
Damn.
I've been in an ambulance before where they're like, your heart's bad or something.
Did you have a stroke?
No, my heart went into AFib. I had some
shit.
defect in my heart. So I was working out one day and it just wouldn't, my heart rate went up higher after I stopped working out. I'm like, whoa, that's not good. And then all of a sudden I felt dizzy and I drove myself to the hospital because my kids were home. So
Did you
and then
smoke
when I
and
got
shit, or
there,
no? You don't smoke, or?
Nah, but I think it was more from stress and anxiety, and I sort of like pressured myself into having a heart problem from freaking out so much.
What was the symptoms? Were you just having a panic attack or something?
No, one part of my heart started beating super fast. It was really apparent that something was up.
Right.
Wasn't a.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and then when they put, I walked in, I'm like, I'm having a heart thing, and then they put me on something and went, oh shit. When you get rushed,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you go past everybody and they put you in a thing and start wheel. I'm like, wow. And I was by myself. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was right. Oh man, I'm really going to die right now.
That's the one place you don't want to be a VIP.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's happened 2 times, both times. And then I got a procedure that fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
But both those times put such a.
They opened you out. They opened you all the way.
No,
up?
they went in my groin,
Uh-huh.
and they put these things that go up my arteries or something, and then it gets to this part of my heart where some valve was fucking, and they fuse it, and it stops that heartbeat to start doing the off thing again.
And you haven't felt
supposedly.
anything since.
No, I mean I have an irregular heartbeat, so my heart jumps around all the time. So, I always live with today's could be the last day.
I got you.
But I also feel like I can fucking run and I can fight people for 25 minutes, so I don't really feel like I'm gonna die at all.
Got you.
Whatever happens, happens. I'm enjoying myself,
Yeah, you're such a nice guy, but like an intimidating dude at the same time. You ever get that?
It's pretty basic, but you can tell that I'm not a intimidating guy. I just look like it from a distance, kind of.
Absolutely.
It's insecurities, man. It's weird because I don't have a little penis, but I'm very insecure. So it's like I think I had to like look scary because I thought maybe people were gonna try and fuck with me my whole life.
Yeah.
But I seem to be. I don't think too many people are trying to fuck with me anymore.
No.
So what's the problem? I really want to be happier and like hang out with nice people.
I think we all do. As you
Yeah.
get older, you find out that's the shit.
Is that what it is?
That's the thing.
Badasses are less attractive when you get older.
Yeah, man.
It's
I mean,
weird.
who wants to live in that stress?
I just
Like,
wanted
who
to be
fuck wants to-
the Fonz, Such a badass. I wanted to jump the shark.
So, Amir, can you do any vape tricks?
Nah, not really.
Have you been practicing?
Are
at
you
all?
impressed by some of the greater vapors of our time?
I don't. I don't think so.
Are you not familiar with some of the guys out there?
No, is there?
They
guys?
throw like vape Hadoukens and
Oh,
shit.
I've seen that.
There's
where
a
they
couple of
fucking
bangers.
They do the thing and then they do like I've seen that.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
YouTube
They'll
and
bring
shit.
vape through vape and over the top of vape and shit.
Yeah.
They got really bad popcorn lung, but
They
worth
don't.
it.
The champion doesn't have popcorn lung. You
Not
can't just
yet.
go around saying that.
Oh, vape tight horizon stroke. Look. See.
Yeah, it's tough because there's like two
Fuck.
kinds. There's 2 kinds of lies going on at the same time. Because I'm pretty sure big tobacco is like trying to make everybody
That's what
think.
I think is making
Okay,
these.
but here's the thing: because part of it is evil, but part of it is actually coming from a good place. They want to tell you that it's just as bad as smoking. You don't need to get off smoking.
Right.
You like smoking. Don't do this. This is bad too. But at the same time, they're trying to scare kids, which is the good part of it because kids are like, I definitely shouldn't smoke. I believe you. I'll just vape. So they have to get the word out. No, you can't just vape because that'll fuck you up too. But it's kind of hard to know where like adults should be because, 14-year-olds shouldn't be smoking anything. The rest of us have earned the right to kill ourselves.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. Oh yeah, is this the champion?
It's one of the legends.
This guy.
I don't know this guy's name, but he is really, really good.
So I'm into my weed vape pen. Is that going to give me fucking popcorn lung and strokes and shit?
I'm glad you asked that question because I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
You fuck with the Absolute Extracts guys.
I totally fuck with those
I like
guys.
those guys.
Yeah,
They're
they
homies.
make fucking weed beer.
Dude. Oh, that shit's good. They
The
run me a
sickest
case
shit
of that
ever.
stuff. Dude, that hi-fi
It's
shit.
not beer. It's weed
Dude,
beer.
the 5 and 5s.
Yeah, those are the ones you brought in.
Yeah, I
so
gave
good.
him some. They're crazy.
They're so good. I'll suck on one of those. You just chill.
Yeah, you're like having a beer, but you're not having a beer.
It's great.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
You know, feel that shitty
Shout out
the
to
next
those
day.
dudes.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. Man, check you out.
Bobby and Justin, man, they're always at the Comedy Store. That's why.
Oh,
They'll come through, come in the green room, hook us up with all sorts of shit. They've met me at shows like where was I? San Francisco. They brought me like $2,000 worth of shit.
Do you know Mike Catherwood?
I don't think so.
She was on Loveline, Psycho Mike, with Drew. But anyway, we do a podcast together. That's how they sponsored the podcast.
Oh, dope. Yeah.
that's
They're
how I know those
always
guys.
out here too, so they're fun guys to hang with too.
Yeah.
Good
So
dudes.
they trained. Do you train?
I don't know. I used to.
Did they
wrestle
try
back
to
then.
make you train? Because that's what
No.
they said. They just kept asking me, "Do I want to go roll?" And I was like, "Man,
No, but they're definitely into it. Yeah.
I'm so hurt. I don't want to roll with some guy I don't know. You're gonna pull on my legs, and I won't be able to walk tomorrow."
Who's saying that? Bobby?
Both of them wanted
Oh,
to. I
Justin,
think
too.
it seemed like that was the main conversation. I was like, "Man, I really do like jiu-jitsu. It got to a point where
Did you back in the day? Did you like wrestle or?
no, they
you
didn't
just-
have that in school. I didn't really go to
Ah,
school in
okay.
Australia, but they didn't have wrestling in
I gotcha.
Australia.
Not a
I
big
was
thing.
I've only learned about wrestling from mixed martial arts and hearing all these people that wrestled, and I'm like, oh, NCAA. I'm like, oh, okay, this is this guy's class, and that's so you're real good if you're Division 1. I still don't really know how it all works. I just, you guys wore the tights, and you guys invented cutting weight. That's interesting. You know, I've only as an adult have I learned that America. You had the option of being this crazy wrestler
Pretty into it,
kid when you're in school, cutting weight when you're
Some states are super into the shit.
I just thought it's crazy to cut weight when you're
Still growing?
Yes.
Yeah, It
It's
is
like
a
you
fucked
said,
up
don't
thing.
do marijuana when you're still growing. I don't think cutting weight is. Can't you just have a let's not cut weight till you become an adult class? I guess it just seems like wrestlers are so into that. And
Well, the competition, makes you get to that, like where you're fucking really hurting your body to do that. I never did. I wrestled, but I was so little. I was like 87 pounds wrestling 103, so I never had to.
Oh yeah,
Like
so
my freshman year.
Oh, so if you're not really heavy, then
It depends.
You wrestle people that are just heavier than you. They don't have a weight
No,
class for you.
I think the way it worked is also it's like how competitive your weight class is. So if there's like 5 guys on your wrestling team that are around the same weight, like
Yeah.
whoever the best guy is going to be,
Oh,
at
so you
that,
might
and
not
then
even wrestle.
No, you might wrestle, but you're just gonna have to go to a different weight. So you either have to go up a weight class or come down.
Oh,
And it's typically you have to come down, so you're wrestling guys that are like walking around lighter than you. You feel what I'm saying? So then that's why you're cutting weight.
so if the guy on your team is better, you have to cut more weight.
It's wherever that guy wants to be. If that guy could fuck you up, then it's like okay,
Oh.
I got to go wherever he doesn't want to be. So
Wow.
But I don't know. I never had to cut weight. 'Cause I guess we weren't that.
Did you ever do a Michael?
Not very dominant in the 87-pound division.
No, well, it was 103, so I was getting my ass kicked.
No, I
freshman year.
gotcha. I actually did do some like rec league, like town shit.
But not cutting weight.
No. I was the highlight of my amateur wrestling career was a time a kid from another town gave me the code to get straight to Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Oh hell yeah!
So it was illustrious as all hell.
That'll about place you. I
Down
forget
to
exactly
town, I
how old
gotcha.
I was, but that's about how old I was.
I did wrestling when I was at Bing Bong school.
Wait, they had special needs wrestling. Sorry, it wasn't special needs. What's your class?
A little
called?
bit,
Stop
yeah.
calling it Bing Bong. It's
What?
called like
It's better than
stupid
what we used
school.
to call it.
That'll make you
What
good
is it
though, because
called?
you're
Yeah.
only.
He
When
was
I-
in.
I went to
You got
silly
put in
school.
the. You got to put in the. He's not very smart school.
Oh, okay, that's not Bing Bong school. Dude. That's just like they're a little slower than everybody else.
That's what it is. A little slower than everybody
He
else.
was squaring off against kids with special needs.
So you're saying
Yes,
that
I went-
you're saying you wrestled with slower children than
Yeah.
normal.
When I was in silly school, they didn't have a wrestling program.
Oh,
So our
I don't wonder
gym
why.
teacher wanted to start it. So
Oh.
when I was going to public school,
So you
my
were-
buddy was big into wrestling,
Yeah.
and we would always get in fights and like wrestle with each other, and he would hate wrestling with me because I had super long legs that I could wrap around and fucking use my heel to kick
and
him in the
you
kidney.
had cum-tard strength as well. So.
Yeah. So he was like, so I was like, all right, if and I wanted to get like letters for senior year.
You wanted to
I
get
don't
what?
know why that mattered to me. I wanted letters.
What's
You want
letters?
a
Like a
Letterman's
Letterman
jacket?
jacket. You guys didn't have that in Australia? You didn't have a Letterman jacket?
No.
The fuck are you guys
You
doing?
want to look like
What do you mean? Aren't you from Iran? You
like
gotta,
if you, I mean, I grew up here, but yeah, I'm from Iran.
do they have
even
jackets?
have Lettermans.
They do?
No, I don't know. No.
Oh, we fucking.
I don't
Come
think
on.
so. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
how
well
it
then,
works.
why can't Australia not have letters if you don't, if they
Well,
don't
don't you guys
letters?
have like sports and shit where you like go?
We got sports and
you don't
shit.
remember that?
Yeah, well, I
Oh
wanted
wow!
my
So
letters.
really from the Fonzie era.
That's the Letterman.
yeah. You wanted to look
jacket,
like Archie.
Wait.
with your
Oh
name
wait,
on the
Archie
back?
had his name on the back because he was on the football team.
Yeah, or something.
I thought
yeah.
Archie just put his name on it.
No, Archie
dude.
was
Oh,
var-
that's what
Archie
you
was
thought
like
'cause
the
you didn't have it.
quarterback of
Yeah.
the football
Oh,
team.
it's hilarious. Yeah. So you had to be on like the varsity team to get one of those.
And then they put your name on it. Andrew, did you have your name on a jacket?
Once I got a varsity letter, yeah, I had a jacket.
You had that for dance?
Yeah.
And then did you
Exactly.
give it to your girlfriend and she'd wear it and it'd be down to her knees?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh God.
See, I got my letter, but I never
yeah,
had the
then
jacket.
Yeah, then the chicks always liked wearing guys Letterman's jackets. That
Wait.
was it. To be like, I'm with this guy.
Yeah.
Wait, you got your letters,
Yeah.
and all you wanted was your letters, and then you didn't get a fucking jacket to put your letters on?
What'd
No.
you put your fucking
What
letters
the
in?
hell?
They're in a box at my mom's house in Florida.
What's the
I think I
point?
did the same thing actually. I never
Dude,
got a
you
jacket.
got to get that jacket and put the numbers on it and wear it to work.
I found them because the pin they give you is, you know, when you start a wrestling match and one dude's like doggy style and the other guy's like, oh, come here.
No,
that's
what
the
it looks
fucking
like.
pin.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it looks like there's just two dudes butt fucking on my letters.
Get a Trans Am.
But
commit to it.
so they
Get Jason a jacket.
we never did a match.
I don't want to fuck. I don't want that.
Come
shit.
on, dude, get the letters jacket.
Not into it. Never was. Even if it was offered to me, I would not have been on your wrestling team. I would
You
not
would
have been wearing that jacket.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you're different. There you
Yep.
go.
That's the pin I had. But they
That's
we never did any tournaments. We never competed because it was the school's first year.
Wait, so,
So
you
they
didn't
just
wrestle?
showed us, and there was this one
Your
guy who
wrestling
was,
story is where you didn't wrestle.
well, we practiced and stuff, and the kid that they put me up against, who went to our school, he kind of looked like Jim Brewer. He had like permanent stoned eyes, but he didn't smoke weed, and he would always play catch with himself, and then do play-by-play for it.
So you're
So-
saying he would have been? He sounds pretty strong.
He was strong.
That sounds like a guy that has some strength that comes from, within.
Yeah. He had that
Yeah,
natural strength, they call it.
That's what they
Natural
call that.
strength, yeah.
So we were practicing one time.
Didn't
and he's-
overthink things.
Yeah. He starts doing play-by-play as we're wrestling.
Is he winning?
In your ear.
Yeah, in my
He's
ear.
telling you
He's
what
like,
doing.
I'm gonna get you, Kevin. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
And I like got out of the way and I got his ankles. Like, oh, you got me, Kevin. And I
Mind games.
actually did manage to like pin him and stuff. So
Right.
I was feeling good about myself.
Yes.
And they took us to a real school once towards the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And had us go up
Normal
against this
boys.
class of regular humans,
Regular boys.
who got real training
Right.
and competed and
Versus
stuff.
slow boys.
And they put me up against this kid who I was at least a foot taller than him.
You were bigger
I think
than him.
I was 2 years older than him.
Did you have your tights on?
I can't remember.
You guys wore
Probably
tuxedos.
not.
You wore tuxedos.
Yeah, we showed up in a
Imagine
full
go,
tux.
hey.
One in a pink one, one in a blue one.
But I was like, oh, I'm
No,
gonna
we
just,
were all nude. A
Dumb
bunch of
and
guys were taking pictures.
Oh, hey, yeah, the coach just wanted us to.
It's the coolest school ever. So we wrestled around with these guys,
Right,
and
so-
everybody took photos, and that was it. We all went home. Hey.
so I'm dressed like Tarzan.
Coach is happy.
Coach is hot as hell.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So this kid looked like somebody I would be babysitting, not wrestling against. So I was like, oh man, I'm gonna destroy this kid.
yeah.
And within a split second, he tied me up like a fucking pretzel.
And he beat you. He destroyed you.
Yep.
You got defeated by a small normal man.
It was pretty embarrassing.
That's got to be
But I got my
humbling
letters.
to be beaten by a small child just because you're saying you thought he was regular. Could he not be supernatural?
Did that make you change your perception of who you fuck with and who you don't fuck with?
He's got a shit.
A little bit.
He's got a shit attitude about
I could
himself.
tell.
Yeah.
I could tell.
Because he's
A
not that
little bit.
bad. He's actually pretty cool. We did American fucking Warrior dickhead, and all of us failed, and asshole over here made it.
You're kidding me.
Hey.
It's that.
I mean, just one
it's that
obstacle.
natural strength, bro.
I was trying to help Kevin, but yeah, maybe that is the thing. So anyway, when you're in Boston, what will you do in Boston besides tell jokes at the Laugh? Really?
Laugh
Man, do they
stop?
gotta- It's
Is
just,
it Laugh? Oh no, Laugh.
just says at
Boston.
Laugh Boston.
Dude, it'll be my first time there. I don't know. I heard good things about the club. I don't know what it's like.
What do you do in Boston besides tell jokes?
Deal with racist people.
Oh, okay.
They get after a couple beers, Boston gets a little racist, dude. I've experienced it.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think
Well, I
it's
mean,
big-
I don't look like I'm from Boston. I think that's why. So
Wait,
I think
people get racist to you.
Yeah.
About what?
I don't know, bro. Sometimes I stick out like a sore thumb in some
For
cities.
being what?
For being different. Not even
you don't
being
seem
Iranian.
different to me. You just seem
I
like
don't.
I mean, you look like you could pass for Greek.
I could pass for a lot. I don't think it's because I'm Middle Eastern. I just think I look different. You know, like gray long hair.
Okay.
And a fucking
I'll
hat
give
on.
you. I'll give you. You look like a hippie a little bit.
Something weird.
So if I'm
It's just
like
something different.
a guy that doesn't like hippies, like check out fucking loose guy over here that thinks he's funny. Okay.
Yo, pull up
I
like
thought you meant
pull
like,
up a bar in fucking Boston and look at the look. It's just like.
But
a
you
different
specifically
thing.
said racist. They do have a bit of a reputation.
I don't know
in in the sports world. They have a reputation. Have always had.
Oh, okay.
And look, everybody's defined by the worst person there. I'm
Yeah,
sure there's
not
tons and tons of
everybody
good
in
people
Boston
there.
is like that.
But it's like, oh, no, of course.
Like,
at,
not a racist.
At 2 a.m. when you're out at a bar and there's a group of dudes and I'm
Yeah.
by myself or some shit or I'm walking down the street, it's a you know.
But yeah, most people, of course, are not like that. But if you
True.
hear a news story, somebody at a baseball game or a basketball game, somebody yelled something racial from the stands, Boston's on the short list of places that you think it might have happened. Philly, Utah's got that. There's just a couple places like that.
Come on, the kids. We all bleed the same blood on the inside, you know? Come on. It's all good along. Fucking idiots.
Well, that sounds like it'll be a good time for you.
No, I look forward to it. I got friends in every city. It doesn't matter.
I lived in Boston for 3 months when I did Paul Blart Mall Cop as my movie career, start and end. And I found everybody to be super nice, but that's probably because I look like a racist.
That's why.
That's why.
That's
Everybody
so why.
adored me. Yeah, let's see what's going on.
Yeah, man, and you're scary looking. That's the thing. I
Free
look like a
chowder
guy-
everywhere
I
you
look like
went.
a guy you could bully. I look like a guy you could bully.
I want to erase my scary look. I want to get there's these wigs in New York. There's this dude that like glues the wig on your head and
Yeah.
like glues the hair on the side and blends it in. So then I would look like a normal person.
Pull up a silly boy wig. Would you do that?
What's a
silly boy wig? This is
Yeah.
what you need to get, bro, and just wear it 24 hours a day.
I don't know if that sounds like something I want to be committed
Just fucking
to.
wear it, dude.
Well, I'm
Just
listening.
show me silly boy. Fucking come on,
Like one
man.
of those. Look at the guy, dude, with the mustache, bro. This is fucking good stuff.
Maybe the Oh, if I could get
That guy right there, bro. That's such a good look for you.
Like the
I would
Sonny
be
Bono?
unrecognizable. I could walk around and just see what people really think of me.
I think
Probably
it's a
be
good
cheaper
play.
if you
wanna
just
do a
waited
video.
until.
There you go, bro.
Probably cheaper if you just wait till November.
Oh, you hooked
Come
me
to
up
my
right now?
dude. Come to my show August 3rd at the Hollywood Improv. Dressed like that, we'll make a fucking video, bro.
All right.
Yeah,
Hey, man,
I got a
it
plug
won't be
in
the
there,
first
too.
day I walked around with a wig on, just so you know. So you're dealing with, I'm a committed guy.
I got you, baby.
I will show up with that.
Come through.
I will come
And
through.
we'll set it up. You fucking heckle me all crazy, beat the shit out. Maybe
Ooh.
do something like that.
I can fake beat you up if you want.
There you go, viral
Yeah.
video.
Ooh,
all
let's
day.
go viral. What kind of a beat up do you want? Like, you want to get punched in the face?
Nah, dude.
Like
Nothing
fake punch
else
in the
needs stem
face?
cell fucking.
No, like if I knock you on the ground and I get on top of you and because I can do like a fake. If I I'll punch by the side of your head,
Right.
so it'll hit the ground, but from behind it look like I punch you in the head.
Let's do it.
I did it. I did my own stunts. I fake beat up a guy in my other movie that I was in. What's Bam's movie? Haggard. Yeah, and I fake punched dude in the face. Super convincing. I did not punch him in the face.
No way.
So we could do that.
Well, let's do that. Are you down to do it?
Yes.
Plus, you got some
I'm not
pro wrestling
bullshitting.
under your belt now.
I'm
Got-
also a professional wrestler.
Are you around August 3rd?
I am. I live here.
I know, so I'm
So
saying.
if it's here,
I
I'll
don't
be
know if
here.
you're going to Columbia or fucking some shit.
I hope I'm done.
We might be out of town for
What?
the X Games.
You see? You see? Wasn't a dumb question.
Love the X Games. Can't get enough. Love extreme stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're a fucking legend, bro. You don't
Oh,
think I watched
Just
you when I
want
was
to
a
do
kid?
backflips all the time.
You don't
What?
think I saw you when I was a kid, bro?
Shut up.
Swear to God, man.
Bullshit artist.
I swear to God.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, check me out. Fancy Pants McGee.
He
Fucking
did.
Amir knows me. From my skateboard days.
From skateboard, but I was like, in Orange County, dude. Everyone was
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
big
yeah.
time,
I
dude.
lived in Orange County for a little bit.
Yeah.
So they didn't like me there.
Yeah, you were just like this crazy guy from Australia.
Yeah,
That's what-
that was my problem. I needed to slow down a little bit.
Yeah,
I
you
needed
were
some
nuts.
opium. I would have been more likable if I had opium.
You were like the crazy guy in all the competitions, I feel like.
Yeah. Whoa, you were. That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, I got problems, but not now.
Whenever. No,
I'm
you
fucking
seem like
great, smooth now.
That was interesting. I mean, I was like really into it for a minute, and then it kind of,
Why? Why'd you get
I
out
don't
of
know,
it?
man. I just moved away from that area, and my friends weren't skating anymore, so I just stopped skating. I was a kid.
I mean, skateboarding is super fun, but when you start, it's more fun when you got a bunch of buddies that are doing
Yeah,
it with
and then
you.
I moved,
It
and
makes
no
total
one else
sense.
skated, and I was like, fuck, man.
It takes a special weird kid to where everybody leaves and he just has the skateboard. And he's like, "Fuck it, I'll just stand out the front here." And
by myself.
like Chris Cole, do you know who that is?
No.
Chris Cole's like a pro skateboarder. He's a really good guy, really good skateboarder, like one of the better guys that ever existed. And he had a time there where he had a rail and a curb at the front of his house, and he just
skated
that that curb every day and learned every single thing that people had never done before anybody even knew it, out the front of his mum's house by himself, because he's a freak. Most people would be like, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. Not him.
We just smoke weed and skate. You know, that's what the friends I grew up with.
He didn't do the weed. He just did the thing. It's a good idea. Anyway, you've got to go. I can see people are being impatiently trying to get you the fuck out of here. Amir Comedy on Instagram. I haven't checked out your Twitter that much, but you're very entertaining for a guy that doesn't have any tits on Instagram. You're one of my favorites.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. I was impressed. I was like, man, that's a really good. All those ideas were really good. Brilliant stuff.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. August 3rd, if you're here, dude, I want to have you do that fucking beat me up in a silly boy wig.
Yeah, I mean, I could fly to somewhere else to beat you up if it's a different date. I'm okay with flying around to kick your ass.
We'll be in touch, brother. It was a pleasure doing the show, man. Thanks for having me on.
Here. We'll be back, everybody.
Faction Talk. Sirius XM 103.
Can you hear this one? Okay, we're going to use this unless he's going to try to find a better one, but we're going to use this for now.
Stick around. More with Jason Ellis right after this.
Okay, I'm going to, oh man, Blinds.com is here to help you beat the heat. Did you know that?
I do now.
Yep, and save up to 50% on blind shades and platinum shutters.
How do they propose to do that?
Wait.
Plantation.
Yeah, I can't read. This is going to be my first one. What's a plantation shutter?
It's a certain type of blind.
Probably pretty good, I'm sure. Custom made to fit any style or budget. You can order with confidence knowing Blinds.com has been in business for 23 years, and they're America's #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. I think will they give me stuff because I'm a huge celebrity and super handsome and shit?
We can inquire.
I mean, and stuff? Wow. Wow. Sorry, it's the first time I've read this.
Not now they won't.
I thought that word was in there. From award-winning online design consultant, their 100% satisfaction guarantee. Blinds.com is with you every step of the way. How much trouble am I in, Will? Go to Blinds.com right now for their 4th of July blowout. You'll save up to 50% on blind shades, plantation shutters, and more. Listen, save extra $20 with promo code NEWS. Okay. And you get your perfect look today at Blinds.com. Pay overtime. And pay overtime with 0% APR financing and up to 24 easy payments with PayPal credit. Blinds.com for up to 50% off everything, plus an extra $20 off with promo code NEWS. Blinds.com, use code NEWS. Minimum purchase required. See terms. I hate myself.
Faction Talk.
Love me some nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm blowing stuff. Creepy. I'm a creep. Do I need to hear it again, though?
How am I creepy?
Look in the hole.
The Jason
Ellis Show.
Ellis.
The Jason Ellis Show.
Show.
A Harris County, Texas man was putting on a little homemade firework display for the benefit of his family and his neighbors. Everybody enjoyed it except for one 68-year-old Christopher Barnes, who took exception, told him to stop when the guy didn't stop shooting off fireworks. Christopher Barnes allegedly got into his vehicle and tried to hit the man with the fireworks. The guy managed to get out of the way. The neighbor still swerved toward him, then began doing donuts in the cul-de-sac. He almost lost control of the vehicle again, almost hit the man, all the while yelling, "Now this is how you party."
Red Dragons! I like that guy.
Yeah. Look, he looks like a
I don't
slightly more weathered Gary Busey.
No, he really knows how to party, and his face tells the story of many, many parties.
Yeah, he looks like if Gary Busey died and you dug him up 20 years later. It's like he's a little mummified.
Yeah, that's a solid dead alive man right there. He could be on The Walking Dead. No makeup necessary. Just action. Off you go. So I have some guests today, my trainers and friends and sparring partners. The reason I am such a great martial artist today. Eddie and Josh.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, much appreciated, you guys. I'm getting compliments from people around the globe on what a great martial artist I am. I can't wait to test it at Ellis Mania 19 against Simon Woodstock. And I'm going to have him come on soon to really talk mad shit and start a serious fight. Like we really don't like each other, like George Masvidal and Ben Askren.
You guys have been going at it on Twitter.
What's that? We're going at it on Twitter. I hate that guy. Man, I'm so pissed.
What does he look like? Is he like
a bitch?
Athletic?
Josh, he looks like a punk-ass bitch that's going to get knocked out.
Guys, save it for the fight.
Pull me back, Michael. I'm going to tear his heart out and do things to his I can't say that. Just going to do the Mike Tyson thing, but Eddie's son's in the green room. I'm going to give it a...
Oh, he's heard worse.
He probably has, but not from me. So
There's
anyway,
that punk.
Yeah, he is a punk. He's a bitch, and he's gonna go down.
Him?
Yep, that guy. He boxed Mike Muir. Is that how you say his name?
Of Suicidal Tendencies.
And Sticky Fingers from Onyx.
Yeah, and he beat both of them.
Wow.
What?
And he's very unorthodox. And if he gets fit, I know this guy to be a guy that will do the training and will have. He will have 3 rounds of running around like a dickhead, trying to beat me up. But I just think
he did a lot of celebrity boxing in the 90s.
Yes, and I don't think he's done much more since then. Which I try to tell him, I'm like, you really need to practice, because if everybody comes to Ellis Mania 19, you can't. I will not remember one time somebody tried to do a bit of a fake boxing fight, and everybody got very angry at that. So that won't happen.
Tara Patrick and Sam
Rubin.
Rubin, that's right. And I've watched fights now because I watch many boxing fights with knockouts in them, and the mismatches that they have in boxing these days where the guy will raise his hand in confidence after he knocks out a guy that has no friggin' chance against him. So if you accept the challenge and you train for 4 months and you fight me, I am gonna beat the shit out of you. If you suck, then maybe I'll do like what I think Carl Kingsbury did, where he beat me up in the first round, was like, oh, you're not good enough. I'll probably punch you in the body for a little bit and try to make it last. So maybe I'll do that. But in the end, if you make a big mistake and your hand's down, I'm going to punch Simon Woodstock in the face as hard as I can. I do not care. And he's a skateboarder. If he gets knocked out, he'll wake up and be fine. He's not like, you know what I mean? You altered my thought or whatever. It's not true. You're all right. So I got an idea for other fights because I've decided that I'm going to do it in Austin. I Twitter poll, and I mean, the Hard Rock did offer me to do it, but I just don't. I feel like the Steve Howie fight is a better one for me to do in Vegas, and I think Steve Howie needs at least a year to build up the confidence to even contemplate fighting me. And I'm going to work on pitter-pattering him into confidence where he thinks he actually has a chance. Because I think he thinks he does. I think he thinks that if he comes and hangs out, he's referring to Eddie and Josh here, where he's like, "Well, I'll come down and move around with you guys." And I'm like, "Okay." I mean, if you want to, so I think he wants to see where he would, if it's even close, and then if it is even close, then he's interested in going all the way.
Well, he's gonna have a whole year. It's gonna be like the CM Punk thing, where like you could just train.
It is exactly like that, but CM Punk fought a real MMA fighter, and instead he's fighting me, which means, I mean, look at the side, look at these photos. He is a really big, muscly guy. Yeah. But it also, to me, I'm more into fighting him because he's a big, muscly guy than everybody knows him, Steve Howie, the famous actor. I've never had a chance to fight somebody who looks that fit and win. I mean, you're going to be like, what's up with the old guy? Well, old guy's going to beat the fuck out of that guy. You're going to be like, whoa, how's that? I'm like, because I go boxing, man. It's like a thing. You got to go all the time. Doesn't matter how good you are at CrossFit.
Yeah, he's got those CrossFit beach muscles. That's not gonna save him. No. That's not gonna save him.
But there are people in mixed martial arts that have that body that are. I mean, I guess he is a little too big, right? He's even there. I mean, he kind of looks like Anthony Joshua, but what? Anthony Joshua's that big?
No way.
You don't think?
No way. Anthony Joshua's huge.
Wait, who is?
Anthony Joshua's way bigger than.
Right,
Howie.
even more muscly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, if you can look, I mean, Anthony Joshua is a great boxer. Yeah. So. That would really suck if all of a sudden Steve Howie had some similarities to Anthony Joshua. That would be a short night for me. But anyway, I have to think of new fight ideas because Ellis Mania is going to happen, maybe October, I think. And I thought of a fight while I was in Colombia. It was actually my wife's idea, I believe. I don't want to steal it from her, but I named it the crab fight. But I thought, what if we had a fight where a guy has another guy strapped to his back, but both their feet are on the ground, and they are a team, and then they fight two other people with them back-to-back taped together. And and that's why I brought in Josh and Eddie here to see, do you fight sideways with one hand each, or do you fight straight on, you fight the guy, and then you spin around, and then the guy, your teammate behind, will do some fighting, spinning back and forth, fighting the other two, spinning back and forth. Is that a possibility? Can that be done? Is it worth watching at Ellis Mania 19?
Absolutely, 100%.
Were you drunk when you thought of this?
Katie drunk?
No.
Yeah. Was Katie drunk?
I think so. I feel so sorry for her. I was like, hey, watch me in the hyperbaric chamber in a mall. Hey, watch me get needles in the hospital. Hey, push me around a wheelchair and buy me underwear because I haven't had my bags for 3 days. Like, it really was not the most fun for her.
She had a lot of time to think about the crab fight and.
But she did have some aguardiente. Fucking idiot. I can't say it. What? Aguardiente. Yeah, she had those, so she felt good. I was just ordering off the waitress, and she just kept doing what you're doing. I'm like, say it back to me so I can say it to you. Anyway, let's get
Is there headgear involved in this fight?
There will be headgear for the event at Ellis Mania 19, yes, because I'm assuming that the people that are fighting aren't going to be me.
Yeah, if you're back to somebody and you get punched in the face and your head flies back, you're headbutting the person that you taped to.
You're right. That is true.
And they won't see that coming, obviously.
Yeah.
No, they won't. So, yeah, you definitely... I think one of the keys to being the person behind is you wouldn't want to have your head back too much. The only way to figure this out is to get it going, though.
I think one of the coolest things about this fight is if anybody has any kind of skills and can slip punches, if they slip a punch and hits the other person.
It punches the other person in the back of the head.
In the back of the head.
See, these are the things that we have to figure out right now.
That's
I
just
would
a
also
skill.
be. You see, that's funny to some people, Eddie. Some other people think it's less funny. I would also be concerned about what if somebody was knocked out and their body needed to fall over, but they were still being stood up there to take more punches by somebody who couldn't see what was going on.
Well, that's where the referees, doing a great job. Joel Mills will be doing a great job.
You can't move at all.
No.
You can't. You can't even
Right.
like slip because the guy's like on
So
your back.
I'm gonna need Andrew. I think I actually am gonna need you to have a microphone. So I'm gonna go over here and wait. I'll take this ring off. So if you can get.
Do you have gloves?
Yeah, we brought tons of gloves.
All right.
Do we have less lace-ups than, or are they all lace-ups?
No, I got some.
So Kevin, you have to come over here and get on my back.
Oh.
You're in my team.
I don't know if you didn't realize you were having a fight.
Well, I show up
So I'm
every
gonna-
day prepared to fight.
I'm going to put some tape on my belly right now, and I'm going to wait for my teammate. Obviously, I feel like, or maybe, maybe it's a better idea if we have one trained person with one. Oh, no. You're all right, Kev. We're all right.
Yeah.
All right, so you tape yourself, pass me the roll, and then I'll tape myself, pass you the roll.
Is there any way we can get duct tape to sponsor Ellis Mania? Hasn't its time
So I'm
really
already
come?
feeling. What? Sorry, Michael. What?
Can we get duct tape to sponsor Ellis Mania? Isn't it
We're
about
plugging
time?
him.
Kevin just checked whether he smells or not right now. So
Too late now, buddy.
I appreciate that, Kevin, but I don't understand. Take the tape. We've got to tape ourselves good, man. We're going to break through this. If you smell the pit and it stinks, what can you do to change it? There's really no point smelling the pit. We're stuck together. I'm going to have to smell your stupid ass regardless of what it smells like. All right, I think we're pretty bonded.
Hey, you guys are about 4 or 5 rounds of duct tape deep.
I'd go even 7, Michael. I think we're pretty bonded.
All right, back to back.
is it expected that Kevin is off the ground?
Pass the gloves. Wait, he's not off the ground?
Should he be?
No.
How would,
No, we're-
how would
no.
duct tape possibly accomplish that?
I thought he was like a crab on the back, like floating, like the baby Bjorn, but backwards.
But then you'd be bent over too far to fight. Now, this is can we stand
Airborne,
can we walk
like a crab.
Oh God, I just realized I had stem cells 3 days ago. Yeah, if I fall, Kevin, I'm gonna legitimately beat you up. So take it easy. Let's see if we can walk. Let me see if I can take a step. How are you with steps right now? Is that difficult for you to move around?
No.
If I move forward, what about if I move back? See, I'm going to fall over or I'm going to trip over your legs. So I feel like, are we both wide or are we both one's legs in between and one's standing wide? I would say maybe the person behind would have their feet a little together until they're turned around to fight their opponent. I also feel like the tape that I have on right now is around my waist, and I don't know if that's enough. I think maybe the tape being a little higher keeps... Or maybe it's better that we can both move around. But anyway, you guys need to be taped together.
Tape him up, Bennett.
Tape him up, Bennett.
Should be a kickboxing fight.
It should not be a kickboxing fight. No kicks allowed in the crab fight. I mean, if we had shin pads on and we had a crab kicking fight, would that work? Bad move, right?
I think that could work. I mean, it's really... Kevin's really got the short end of the stick here with whoever he's facing right now.
Yeah, but we're simulating. This is not going to be a real... Hey, I've got glasses on. You go... Oh, wait.
These gloves smell worse than my pits do right now.
Why do you keep smelling everything? Just do the fucking thing.
I'm going to say my initial...
Put your nose out of this contest.
My initial impression, even though you guys obviously haven't started yet, is I can just see from the way you're standing right now, Jason, you're facing your two opponents who are side by side. I don't see why they would choose to fight back to back facing one person. It seems like one person can pretty easily take care of two people who are fighting sideways with one arm.
Wait, you're saying that we could fight? Me and Kevin should fight like this?
No,
instead?
I'm saying the exact opposite. I'm saying that I think it's going to inevitably be people taking turns. I don't see why people would ever choose to do the thing where they're side by side and both fighting.
Why not? Like, if we come over here and see if you can fight me if we're both side to side. Like, we have forearms if we fight side to side. Do you have your...
I have, like, jack off hand.
Wait, you don't have any punch involved? Can you... No, there's no backhands involved. Do you know what a backhand is?
When you go like that.
Yes, you're not allowed to do backhands. How come...
I have to go like this, like I'm
Well,
jerking
why are you doing that when I do that? Why can't you do what I'm doing?
Because I'm going to elbow you.
Just do it.
Yeah,
it's a fucking jab. Throw a jab. Why can't he do what I do? Yes, look. See, we're both doing it.
He's left-handed.
Can you face us? Can you face us and fight?
Yeah, this is actually better.
Like this?
Yeah, like if you can't. But the only thing is, I could punch you.
Okay, so I was about to say, so.
That's not really cool.
So, okay.
That would be a backhand. What about if we made the rules where you can only fight the guy on your side?
Yeah.
And you can't do any cheap ones. Right. That would probably stop us from getting headbutts as well.
This will get sloppy as hell from here. This will get super sloppy.
Why don't
Yeah.
you go
If we're
once you
side
go-
by side,
yeah.
you're saying it's sloppy.
Why don't you like the first round, back to back.
All right, let's try first round back to back. Kevin, you go first.
What?
Okay. First round, Kevin versus Eddie Jackson.
Okay, switch.
Wait, fucking actually fight. Actually fight him first. Actually,
No, switch again.
Wait, we can't say switch straight away. You have to fight him.
No, I don't want to.
All right, well, I'll fight him first.
Watch back, front.
Back. Why would you go right? See, I feel like you and your footwork is. You can't backhand. There's no backhands, okay?
It wasn't.
That's a backhand. What you're doing? You're doing you look like you're reverse jerking me off. So okay.
You guys are like the
fight each
Jackie
other.
Chan and Chris Tucker of this.
Switch.
No, switch again.
Switch. You can't just actually fight him. Is he getting made up?
Fight Eddie Jackson and shut
If I
up.
stand my ground, he can't actually
No,
switch.
yeah, he's stuck right there.
I can just get him slaughtered whenever I want. Okay, then I spin around. Fuck you, Jackson. Fuck you, Jackson.
Let's push you into him.
Yeah, this
Jason
guy's
just got stem cells and is now throwing punches 3 days later.
Switch.
No.
I need a beer.
Forward. Back him into the corner. Hey, what the fuck?
It's gonna end up like that.
Holy shit. Is this a fight?
It's
Like,
hard to say.
serious?
Workout.
I mean, it is a mixture of like boxing and chaos, which is cool. I don't know. How does it feel for you guys to do it? Because I feel like you have to kind of be prepared for the thing to go to shit. It's almost hard to simulate it with 3 people who know how to fight.
This is awesome.
That's the Mania part of it.
Wait, did Will say it was
Will
awesome?
said it was awesome.
I love it. I mean, it's chaos and fighting. That to me, that's all it's Mania.
I can't hear it. Is he saying good things?
He said it's
chaos.
Will likes it, yeah, in a good
Come
way.
in here, Will, for fuck's sake.
He's got all the right ingredients.
You put like a pro on each team and then a terrible person on each team as well.
But are you then restricting the pros to be the only ones that can fight each other, and then the 2 terrible people can fight each other?
No, I think you would have, if the amateur faces the pro goes into safety mode and doesn't knock out Kevin Kraft just for the shit of it. He waits for Jason to spin around so that he can punch Jason, right?
Yeah.
So that's the way it would go. But, so if it's like me and Eddie, he's trying to punch me in the face, I'm trying to punch Eddie in the face, and then if I switch and put Kevin there, Eddie goes, oh, come on, I'm not going to, but you're still going to punch him.
Right.
And I can hold him there and laugh and be like, just get him while I take a break. Like, actually, he can't escape. Boy forward.
Switch.
Okay, I'll go. Switch. God damn it. Andrew just put the fucking cord over my arm so I couldn't block my punches. All right, so it could be a shot, right?
It's legit.
The only thing we got to try and move. Oh, let's actually move. I'll go forward and then you go forward.
So then if you're moving, Kevin's got to follow opposite foot from what you're saying. If you're like left foot
right
forward.
now is a flurry going forwards and then their flurry going forwards. So we're going to have to back up, defending and punching.
And you want to team up with Kevin to be on the same page?
I do not want to be on a team with Kevin. I'm definitely going to pick somebody else. I might not. What do I have to be?
Well, no, just moving forward and backwards, you want to be on the same page with your teammate. So like when you're like forward left, Kevin's got to go backwards with his
He's just
right
going to have
foot.
to feel it. The person who's fighting should be in charge. So whenever you spin around, the guy in the back is just going to follow the leader. So the guy fighting you definitely want to follow him. He can see what's happening. Definitely follow that guy.
Then when you were standing still and just Kevin's got to take the punches for a little bit because you're not moving. When you were
yes. Or I could help him and move. Right. Depending on, it's comedy and fighting. Okay, so I'll come forward. See, he's kicking. Now go backwards. See, I figured it out. If I go backwards, I got to use my ass to keep him away so that I can use my feet to step backwards. Yeah. If you stand up too straight and back up, we're gonna trip over. So if you lean forward, go. You come with me? It's all right. See, we're all right.
And then the second round should be the side by side. That's where we're side by side.
All right. Well, let's try.
Eddie,
that.
you really.
Let me use my good arm. Let's go. Oh man, I'm going against the guy who knows it. I don't know it.
Okay, side by side like this makes more sense. If the person
side by side makes more sense.
Like this makes more sense. The person who doesn't know how to fight gets to fight their natural way, and the real fighter has to fight lefty. No, I know you can. That's what I'm saying. If it's going to be one good fighter and one shitty fighter, you have to let the shitty fighter be in the stance that they're more comfortable in, and then this works way better.
Because I don't think I could reach. Like if there's a scuffle, I don't think I could reach Eddie if I wanted.
Why can't he use his backhand, and how come I can do it and he can't do that?
He's not strong enough to turn the hip and throw that.
Can we switch like this too? So that way now it's like.
Yeah. You can do both.
We can switch.
Fuck yeah.
Oh well then yeah.
Okay, now throw both hands at Josh right now. Lean, twist your body with the backhand.
What do you mean?
Actually reach him with your backhand. Yeah.
Oh, weird. Weird how all of a sudden your arm goes like a foot and a half further than you thought it could.
He cannot be on my team. He cannot be on anyone's team. He's not throwing his left hand.
Don't worry about Jason, Kevin. Throw your punches.
Pretend I'm not here. Go. What is wrong with your arm? Look at what's this arm? Watch my arm. Punching at Eddie's head. Look at that. You do it. Punch his head.
I can't reach.
Well, make it go over there.
Okay. Arm, fly.
Okay, let's just move around a little bit. Really? Go.
All right, they're doing the perpendicular fighting right now.
Kevin's not. Kevin's doing his own thing.
Kevin's trying to block punches. He hasn't thrown
punch
any.
Kevin. Oh, he fucking shit.
This is a man who has learned how to box from comic
legit
books.
Fight between. It's legit between Jason and Eddie. If you then have two bad fighters instead of just one, maybe it works better.
Come here. I'm killing you. My back. I'm killing you. Get off me.
Ow! My organs.
Why can't you get up? Break away from me. Yeah! Yeah, we did.
I got it.
And it'll help too if you go in stuck together with something better than duct tape. You know, you're obviously for starters going to want to have like a shirt that's sewn together and then something to strap your bodies together.
That's a great fight. That's a fight, and it's a great. We should do an exercise video. The Crab Workout 5000. We'll sell so many DVDs. Do people use DVDs anymore?
That'll be some chaos, I'm sure.
Hey, you sell it on demand.
There you go. On the Sirius XM app. We'll sell it on there. So that's a fight that... Do you think it would be better if it was all amateurs? Or you think the pro ads? It's a good idea.
I don't know.
More entertainment, amateurs.
Always less risk of people getting hurt if it's all amateurs.
Because I think an amateur, once he sees a pro...
Microphone.
Can you imagine Jordan being strapped up to Jordan? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Jordan, yeah.
Imagine.
What about if you had, in the pinata fight, two pros that were stuck together defending the pinata against people that weren't stuck together?
What if you do a Weekend at Bernie's fight where you put like a life dummy in the middle so it's three people?
Oh my God, that's the greatest fight ever. Wait a minute. So I get a mannequin. No,
like a CPR dummy.
Yeah, CPR dummy. And then...
With sunglasses.
Yeah. And a smirk.
Wait. And you're taped to him. How would that work? Like, because you'd have his ankles taped to your ankles.
Yes. And his wiggly spaghetti arms taped to your arms.
I mean, that picture doesn't totally... We're looking at a still from the movie. It'd have to be that you both need to have one arm on him at all time holding him up.
Oh, wow. So you wouldn't even use tape. You would tape the ankles, but the other part is you are just holding him up with those arms.
Bernie up, yeah.
How much does it cost to get one of those things to test that out? Because you got to test it out. You can't do an inflatable doll. It'll rip in half.
Might be cheaper to get the guy who played Bernie.
Are they really expensive?
Well, no, I think cheaper just to get an actual corpse.
What about those wrestling dummies?
Not too busy these
the
days.
wrestling dummies. The body-size wrestling dummies.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay.
With the arms and the legs.
Wait, so that means that weighs as much as a person
Heavy as hell,
does.
yeah.
So that's but that's another thing that if Ellis Mania, if it's heavy, it works people out. They hurt each other less when
How
they're
do
tired.
the arms work on that? Could you tape one of those dummies' arms to each.
See, no, I don't think you can't have the dummy taped to your wrists. You would have to have you would have to hold the body with its arm over the back of you, and the other person the same thing, and you would probably hold them underneath the ribs on the other sid. So it'd be a fucking workout.
I mean, you could kind of like tape like with Bernie in the middle, whoever is but was it Andrew McCarthy and Jonathan Silverman, whoever's one of those, their hands are taped together behind his back, kind of so like they have to always be supporting Bernie.
Yeah, you definitely want to. You don't want to have the people use their middle hand to fight. That's just the two outside arms. That's it.
Yeah.
Each fighter gets one arm to fight, and then the other person as well. So it looks like it's 6 people, but it's 2 people fighting with a dummy in between them. I also, once again, my wife, man, the cowboy fight, because we're going to fight in Texas. There's those suits you can get where it looks like it's a cowboy riding a horse.
Like a little tiny, like a tiny man. That's awesome.
So then 2 people can send in videos, and I'll put it. They could be in the cowboy fight where they both look like cowboys and they fight each other in a boxing fight. And the horse is in front, but it's kind of stuffed, Michael. So the horse, it will make it difficult to box, but it will still be. Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Oh shit.
So.
Oh, that's crazy.
Can you put Bam Bam in one of those like the T-Rex inflatable T-Rex suits?
What's Bam Bam?
As the ref, Mills.
Oh, no. He needs to see. Joel needs to be a legitimate ref. The fights are not that real, but everybody needs as much help as they've ever needed. Mm-hmm. It's still dangerous. So I need to think of. I thought maybe if there was a fight that anybody could think of, like an old one, I thought it'd be cool to have Kenda Perez versus Sam Shocker, where they've now had babies after they fought before they had babies, but pretty sure people that have babies stop wanting to box people.
Yeah, they seem to get busy for some reason. I've never been able to figure that out.
Yeah, and then I don't think I could ever get Tyler Posey to box anybody. I think that was just a thing that wasn't just never going to happen.
Let's go, Tyler.
That'd be great.
Teen Wolf's over. He can't use the MTV excuse anymore. Maybe now he'll do it.
He's probably found Jesus or something.
Eddie's friends with him, and you hang out with him from time to time, right?
Yeah, but he's always busy.
I think he's a little too laid back to want to have a scrap.
Yeah, he's got.
Well, he's on a new show, isn't he?
He just finished making another. Yeah. I don't know if it was a movie or something, but yeah, I mean,
I'm sure he's staying busy.
Yeah.
But if anybody can think of anybody that we haven't talked to that's just an easy fight to make happen, talk to me about it, because I'll try to make it happen. But I believe with the cowboy fight and the crab fight, and then you've got, the musical chair fight. I want to do musical chair fight in Texas for the boys again. So if anybody wants to be in the musical chair fight, it's guys for Ellis Mania 19. In the pinata fight, and then I feel like I still want to have a wrestling fight. I just don't know how much of, I don't think it makes sense for us to do the wrestling fight after I fight Simon. I think Simon should be the main event. So I'm a bit perplexed as to how to do that. And of course, if I make one wrestling fight, then the ring has to become a wrestling ring, which makes it hard to box. And in this particular fight, I feel good about winning, but I watched him fight Sticky Fingers and Mike Muir, and he is unorthodox and runs around like a maniac and pushes on you. Like, hard to get him away from you. And he's a 200-pound man. Like, if he's just bumming around wrestling me and grabbing onto me and shit, like, it might be... Who knows? Maybe he wears me out and starts landing shit. I don't know. Yeah, I know, but I just don't know.
No way.
Because I fought a guy who was absolutely positively, he knew he was going to beat me, and he didn't. So it can happen. I just don't. I like to plan for the worst, so that if it does happen, you're still not going to beat me.
You spar with this guy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And I lose every time. It really over the top easy.
But you still keep pushing forward the whole time. You're always pushing forward. There's no way this guy's going to back you up.
Yeah, you might be right.
Definitely not.
But
you're gonna clock him one time, and that's it. Backing up the whole time.
That's what the plan is. But he's very confident, and I know him to be a person who can be ridiculously disciplined.
Good.
And all of a sudden he's on social media and he's asking all kinds of people for help and celebrities to jump on board. He's a go-getter. If it was 10, 20 years ago, this would actually be a really cool fight because people just don't care about either one of us anymore. We're old.
He still skates or he's retired?
Yeah. No, he still skates, but not, he's like me. It's over. What?
Dude,
Wait, come on, man. It's not.
You still
it's not
got it, dude.
heartbreaking.
You still got it.
I do not.
I mean, you still got it.
It might be over. We have a couple minutes left. It might be over for Ben Askren.
What? No, he's not retiring.
No, I'm just trying to segue.
Oh, okay.
We haven't talked
I
about.
thought you were saying that he made a comment that like he was going to give up. Like, no, he can't give up.
Well, he had been retired before being the victim of the fastest knockout in UFC history.
Yeah, that was probably one of the gnarliest things I've ever seen in MMA. That guy. I'm like, he's not going to win. No way. But at the same time, I can't believe Ben Askren fucking walked in and looked down like that. I've never seen any. That's like 101 dumbest shit ever. You had time, so he started running at you. Okay, he's running at you. Your immediate reaction is to stare at your dick. He didn't even look up at it.
Shot. That's all he knew.
But it was a bad shot. It wasn't even you didn't even drop. You just
he's
bent
Ben
over.
Askren. He can just take you down however
Right,
he
that's
wants.
his thing, huh? Like
Yeah.
even he was like, you know what? I'll put myself in the worst possible position right now and watch me fold out of it. But instead, because that was a knee to the top of the head. It wasn't even in the forehead. It was on the top of his noggin because he looked so far down that I couldn't believe that he would do that. But it's funny because I didn't analyze him because I ain't going to fight him. But I guess if you analyzed him, you would probably see that he does that all the time. And that's obviously what they saw because I watched the practice where that dude was training for that exact knee over and over again and was claiming he was going to fire it off every round because they obviously watched tape on this dude where you run at him and he goes, duh, and stares at his own dick. Potentially the greatest fighter alive is a fucking moron when it comes to standing up and boxing somebody. That was so dumb.
He's so passive that like he relies
and your
on his
guy
wrestling
is
so
not.
much.
Your guy is constantly. I mean, there's this weird thing I haven't told you yet because we haven't hung out. But in Colombia, everybody liked me because of and I can tell because I have a lot of interest in the Spanish, Cuban, Colombian way because I'm so fond of salsa and all the things that you've taught me. And I'm not doing it. I don't want to pat on the back for it. I really want to know about it. So they were like, whoa, really? You want to? And I could tell they were like, I got so much more out of that trip than I would have if I didn't know you. Like I was like, hey, I'm going to teach you this. I want to eat that. I want to go there. And they're like, oh, you do? Well, then you need to fucking see this. You need to go here. And I was like, oh, wow. If I didn't say, my old me would be like, yeah, play Slipknot. When they asked, they're putting IV on me. They're like, what do you want to hear? I don't know, Metallica, Slipknot, AC/DC. But I was like, you guys got any salsa? And she was like, salsa? Real? Like, and I'm like, yeah.
She probably thought you meant the dip.
Salsa choke.
She came out with the dip.
Yeah, same for this. I know, so I can't say it. I got to accent, but she understood it. You fucking asshole. First try too. But what's salsa choke?
What?
Yeah, you don't know about
Salsa choke?
Yeah, it's like gangster salsa, but there's new steps in it. I'll teach you about it.
Okay.
Apparently, I looked it up. Apparently, it's like maybe a Brazilian thing that they brought back from the World Cup.
Is that what it is?
Brazilian
choke
death
means
salsa.
Crash. Choke is crash. So it's like salsa choke.
Okay, yeah. Because
it's crashing into each other.
It's
or?
different. It looks like it's a harder dance.
Yeah.
All the guys that are doing it are doing like this extra step, and the nurse was showing me it's an extra step where they kick out one time. It's 4 steps, and they kick out on the last one. And she said, "Machata, you know that?" I was like, "Hey!" And she was like,
hey.
You know that?" I got pats on the back just for even knowing that it exists.
Yes.
But I love that shit, man. I love that place for it.
Keep creating dances to get real close to.
Yeah, because these videos that just kept going. She just kept showing me all these YouTube videos of they do all kinds of dance. They always just go crazy with Timberlands on and shit. Let's get back to the fighting.
Yeah, did you guys feel? Because like I know that like him getting knocked out in 5 seconds with a knee to the head is pretty cool. But did you feel a little gypped? Like you actually wanted to see them square off and fight, or is that?
Nope.
That was
cool
that was
enough?
perfect.
No, that was the gnarliest thing.
Perfect.
Yeah, would it be cool? Sure, but do you realize the level of that? Like he had his hands behind his back against the cage, and he said something like, "What the fuck, yeah?" And he said to me, he was like, "Okay, sounds good." And 3 seconds later, just ran full speed, boom. Like the switches, for him to be that calm and just, that guy's so dangerous. He's like, "Oh yeah." friendly, heart rate down, is totally thinking about murdering you.
It's
I
crazy.
fully
because-
hate you and I want you to die, but it's funny to me.
Because the chance he took, that could have went bad as well. Because if that knee didn't land,
right, he's got you on the ground.
Exactly. Now you got a whole 5 minutes of this fucking dude on top of you doing what he does.
But you could tell he didn't care about that.
No,
That's a mine. He just knew that he had
went
that.
for it.
And then Luke Rockhold was probably the most. I've lately. I told you, Michael. He started to annoy the shit out of me for a couple of years now. I just feel like the whole attitude, the interviews. He might be one of the dumbest people I've ever heard talk. Just has no, fucking white pant. I don't know. I really liked him. Like, he's a skateboarder and he came on here, but I just found him to be really arrogant, and it kind of turned me off on how he's just always talking down everybody. And I'm going to fight John Jones. I'm like, John Jones? We got knocked out by like many people in a lighter weight class, and your first fight, and you're saying you're going to beat John after this. And then I saw on Instagram fucking Brennan Sharp, clueless arsehole, reckons that Luke Rockhold was the only person that was going to give John a run for his money.
Yeah,
Stupidest
right.
comment he's ever made.
Oh, man.
And then Biscuit Chin fucking gets put out like nothing. He's a fucking biscuit chin. Like, you got that biscuit chin, you don't go up a weight class.
Oh, man.
And then Dana White just serving him the biggest delivery of, like, he should retire because he's a model. I'm like, man, you know what? Maybe I get it. I don't know if he cares or he just is being mean or trying to move things around, but let Luke decide whether he should retire.
He's literally at the best camp, I feel, with the best coach, with Henry Hooft. If Henry Hooft can help you get over that hump, nobody can.
But it's his chin, dude.
But it's his chin. It's his chin and his disregard for people punching him in the face. He's so nonchalant about it. His hands are down.
Exactly.
It's like if you have that much of a biscuit chin, you should have your hands up at all times.
Broken jaw as a result of the punch.
I know, and isn't that the third broken jaw he's had?
Medically suspended for the time being.
How suspended is Ben Askren? Because he got fucking stiffed. Is that a year out? Because that's like a Bisping knockout.
Easy. Askren says he doesn't remember anything up until waking up in the hospital.
I would, if I was him, I would watch that video.
Holy shit.
Actually, I would watch that video because you need to
Yeah,
not
you need to
do
know.
that.
Do you think, how much extra money do you think Dana White gave Masvidal?
I don't know.
$2.
Yeah, not
50,
much.
the 50 grand bonus.
Yeah, that's
plus-
it. Not extra.
I had a feeling
Fight
from
of the night.
going
I think you
going
did.
back to the last fight.
I think I get a little extra.
Yeah, that there was like some straight up like gross, like I'll take care of the guy who takes. I want this guy
Yeah.
embarrassed.
That's two fights in a row.
Exactly.
2 cards in a row that he gets knockout of the night. Like with all the
Yeah, he's on
bonuses.
fire.
Yeah, he's on fire.
He's a
Miami legend, baby.
Look, I
Miami
was
legend.
just in Miami. It all makes sense to me now. Everything does.
You know, I was on all his undercards, right? When
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
coming up.
Yeah.
So that he's the Miami legend.
Oh,
To
okay.
see him do this at this scale is crazy.
Thanks for being on the show. I have 10 seconds. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Don't die.
The king of the afternoons isn't just on the radio.
I've been all around the world, and no one's ever told us how many M&Ms they can fit in their foreskin.
Stay informed and catch up on all the behind-the-scenes footage by following them on Instagram at Wolfmate, at Tullywood,
Oh, yes!
Did I get it?
No.
at Kevin Kraft, and at The Jason Ellis Show.
Oh, God, he's going to spin. Oh! You should definitely snowboard for sure. You will be a sick snowboarder.
The Jason Ellis Show is also available whenever and wherever you want it, on demand with the SiriusXM app or on your computer.
It is mind-boggling.
What's going on?